Should I divine our next step?
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Here we are, back with some more Rogue of the Traitor. And we finally finished Mike Rycat Minoris.
Maybe. They lets us leave.
Hopefully. If it'll let us leave. Um, so last time, we finished the second half of Rycat Minoris. We fought the giant, I don't know, spyglass fight. It seemed like every corner we turned, we were in a fight. It was kind of weird.
It was definitely the fighting session, for sure.
Yeah.
Session 2, all dialogue. Session 3, all fights.
All fights. This session, hopefully, leaving this planet and getting our injuries healed. Just need to figure out how to do that.
There's a return to Void ship at this door over here.
Oh! And we will do it that way.
I always keep my options open.
Quick, easy, painless.
Heck yeah. Return to Void Ship. Permission to report, Lord Captain. Over the past few days, I received several messages from different decks complaining about anomalous behaviors in the ship's cogitators and servitors. The machine spirits are restless and rebellious, and no tech litany or ritual of pacification can rid them of this obstinacy. The tech priests can deal with the vessel systems, but the servitors, they make errors in their tasks, disobeying orders, change the assigned rituals, or sometimes downright freeze as if in a trance.
Lord Captain, occurrences such as these are caused by errors in cogitator calculations, or have some other sensible explanation. I beseech you not to take after those who whisper about the ship being cursed or possessed.
Oh, don't start, old man. All these peculiar happenings have long since turned into local legends. A door slams shut, a lumen starts flickering. Folk have grown used to all that, so our resident ghost has decided to up the ante. I'm telling you, things are only going to get worse from here. The technomats inspected the servitors and concluded they pose no danger. According to the servants of the Omnissiah, such behavior is caused either by the echoes of minds not completely eliminated or by manifestations of the machine spirit's will. Nevertheless, the faulty servitors make the crew's tasks considerably more difficult, and High Factorum Janrus Danrock would like to discuss how he should deal with defective property. He is awaiting your audience on the bridge. Very well.
Very well. Let's go to the bridge.
Very well.
By that I mean you go to the bridge, because I
it doesn't
can't
let you play while we're on the ship.
I mean, it's literally just people to talk to, and since I can't talk to people, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of reason for me to be there.
All
Plus,
right.
my characters should assumedly be busy with their jobs.
This is true. This is true.
There are a lot of people you can talk to, and a lot of things we need to buy.
This is true.
We were running low on supplies.
Specifically medkits, yeah. Alright, High Factotum Janrus Danrock. Your lordship, Janrus Danrock, at your service. They just informed me about a problem. Yeah, I skipped over him completely last time. They informed me about a problem with your servitors. What happened? You see, your lordship, the ship's servitors have been malfunctioning of late. They violate protocols, interrupt their tasks, observe crew members for long periods of time, and move erratically with no meaning or purpose. Rock nervously pulls on his luxurious frock coat, as if it were uncomfortably tight. Had it been a routine technical fault, I would have decided the fate of these servitors myself. But I deemed it necessary to notify you. I do not wish to hide such irregularities from the Lord Captain. If you wish to observe the servitors' unusual behavior before you decide their fate, this can be arranged. The majority of the defective units have been delivered to one of the storage compartments, pending your decision. Pascal Henneman expressed the desire to be present during the inspection, should it be carried out. I suppose the expertise of the esteemed Magus may come in handy. Alright. I wish to take a look at these servitors. As you wish, your lordship. Would you like the Ingensier Prime to accompany you? Yes, Pascal shall come with me. As your lordship commands.
Pascal couldn't get away if he wanted to.
No, not at all. Man is the goat, or at least he was last stream. Alright, sector, region, blah blah blah. Von Valancia's flagship lower decks. Report of a tech phenomenon that was observed during the Lord Captain's visit to Bay AKN 108 from the words of Ifectoum Generis Danrock. When his lordship arrived at the scene, he found the servitors in the same position that they assumed after they had been corralled into the bay, all standing in a long spiraling line and facing the center of their strange formation. The moment his lordship crossed the threshold of the bay gates, their bodies jerked into motion, all as one, as if obeying a command. The servitors turned to face the Lord Captain. The technomats asked with overseeing the defective units, even reached for their weapons, but then the servitors went still just as abruptly, staring at his lordship with vacant eyes. All present held their breath, disturbed by this sight. We waited for the Lord Captain to speak. His lordship, Daniel von Valancius. I'd just like to point out the capital letters on this page spell out Mwah! Anyway. Took several steps towards the servitors, gestured for his interesting to study the servitors, demanded a report on the defective unit's status, ordered that one of the servitors be disassembled and its components investigated. Turned to me to announce his decision. Well, that was fucking weird. Kill them all. Alright, Ingensier Prime, look at them. The Ingensier Prime slowly waded into the motionless ranks of the servitors, peering into their faces and checking the readings. There was no haste to Pascal's actions. With mesmerizing diligence, he inspected every single unit in his path, and by Neric prayers were his companions until in this investigation. The examination confirmed the Technomat's initial hypothesis. The servitors' souls, or rather the souls of the people they once were, had awakened. Not yet fully conscious of their past and present, these half-machines could nonetheless feel primitive emotions and sensations such as fear and pain. This undesirable consequence of shoddily performed lobotomy is most rarely observed, and yet for some unknown reason it has occurred in every single one of the servitors gathered in the bay. That is fucked up.
Yes.
All present held their breath and awaited my decision. Immediately the servitors, each and every one of them, stepped towards the Lord Captain in perfect unison. They mimicked his movements with frightening precision. Rogue Trader halted in place and after a moment thought, waved his hand, and the servitors just as synchronously repeated that gesture as well. When the Lord Captain turned quizzically to the Technomats, so did the servitors, as if mocking him. What the Lord Captain did, be it an incline of the head, a wave of a hand, or a step to the side, the defective units repeated it without a moment's delay or hesitation, like grotesque marionettes controlled by an unseen puppeteer. We observed this mime unfold in distressed bafflement for nearly a minute until the servitors finally came to a stop. Not sensing any threat from them, the rogue trader approached with confidence. The Lord Captain examined them. As High Factotum, it was I who prompted the entire inspection, and thus it was my duty to follow the Lord Captain. As we stepped closer, we noticed a fascinating irregularity. Servitors' pupils, normally still, were shaking wildly. Their bulging veins were pulsing under their copper collars, inscribed with their past offenses. It was as if those mindless half-machines were locked in a perpetual state of extreme tension. A visibly shaken technomet behind us proposed that the human souls had awakened within the servitor's body after a long slumber deep within their lobotomized brain. Formerly bereft of intelligence, they had attained awareness, feeling, and understanding. After a pause, the technomat added that the servitors used to function properly, and no one had been able to explain the change in their behavior. Its gaze still trained on the motionless but animate half-machines and half-people of the Lord Captain. Step away from them. Turned to me to announce his decision. Okay, dispose of the servitors so their human souls may be released from torment. Send the servitors back to toil as they had toiled before. To destroy the servitors for what was happening to them could spell horrific heresy. To leave the servitors to their work, for there was nothing in their behavior that the Lord Captain found alarming. Ooh. Surely Iconoclast, right?
That, I mean, yeah.
Put them out of their misery. Because none of those options were to re-lobotomize them, you know what I mean? So, at least put them out of their misery. Lord Captain's command was executed post-haste. All defective units were incinerated in furnaces, and their remains were expelled into the void. The crew was provided with the replacement servitors and soon forgot all about the destroyed unit's peculiarities, yet the incident haunts my memories to this day. The fate of the defective servitors decided nothing now could distract the Lord Captain from his mission. That was fucked up.
Yes.
He's the shop guy, too, isn't he? No, he's the extra party members. I would like to replace the painting of the late Theodora in my chambers and hang my portrait instead as a bold choice. Skilled fighters, in need of training. What is it that you do on my ship? As the High Factorum, my duties encompass anything that might enrich you and your protectorate. See to it that the suppliers deliver all shipments on time, that our partners do not weasel out of their promises, and that all servants remember that the Emperor's grace can only be earned through toil for the good of the von Valancius dynasty. I also make arrangements to ensure that our hold receives less than thorough inspections by port custom officers and find buyers for whatever you wish to sell. And I ensure the protectorates were able to... okay. He is not the shop. Hello, hello, hello. First break. Hopefully the shift is going well. Who do I go to for buying shit? You haven't missed much. We've only been playing for maybe 10 minutes now.
Maybe about 10, 15.
Excuse me. About 10 minutes or so. Most of that was just getting back onto the bridge and then reading bridge dialogue.
That's gonna be a lot of this early session.
Yeah, Heinrich Montag.
We have a lot of people to talk to.
Under Montag at your service. Did I skip him last time too? It's only a tale after all. You just don't look like a bringer of woes to me. Was that about a bringer of woes? Do I even need to say it? The moment you came aboard, Lady Theodora perished. So did her arch-militant, as well as half the senior officers and a quarter of the Infernus Guild, along with the previous Infernus Master. What's worse, rations don't taste as good anymore. Fire burns hotter, and that sinister look in your eyes. Like you're about to put a curse on someone. It's what the Voidmen say, so it must be true. What if I were to put a curse on you this very instant? Seems that several of the ship's bays are due for depressurization as splinter. Ludicrous nonsense. Ludicrous nonsense. Don't let it get to you. They'll get bored of it soon enough. Alright. Tell me more about the Infernus Guild. What interests you the most? Our duty, our state-of-the-art equipment, or our vibrant traditions? How's it organized? Furnace service split into different brigades according to duties. Part of the guild are, of course, our liquidators, tough guys with nerves of steel, who put out fires and pull people from the flames. Others are repairmen, dealing with problems like jammed doors, fuel leaks, or broken vents. And then there's the walking inspectors, who check the decks to make sure that nothing is blocking any passages or access to communication line. State-of-the-art equipment? That sounds interesting. That was a bit of a stretch, I'm sorry. There is no state-of-the-art equipment. The risk of ruining it in a fire are too great. We do it by using human resources and the most common items available: respirators, fire extinguishers, and flame retardant or uniforms. Let's face it, the lives of the Inferni are not worth much. It's more important that we save the machines and minimize damage to the ship. And what traditions are we speaking about? We have plenty of those, like the reminders. Heinrich rolls up his sleeve, revealing a tattoo inscribed over an old burn mark. You survive a particularly hopeless accident, you get a tattoo on your scar. You can always tell an experienced furnace by their ink. It's like a badge of honor of sorts. How did you got your reminders? This one's from the time plasma leaked from the outer aft circuit. Imagine yourself clinging to the hull outside, thermal cutter in one hand and a magnetic clamp in the other. Azure flames burst from the breach, the kind that can incinerate you in seconds. All that separates you from death is a flimsy rope and a void suit more ancient than Holy Terra, and yet the price I paid was nothing compared to my comrades. He slowly moves to the augmented fingers of his right hand. As for this one, I got this in the ammo depot where my wife Elzanora died. There was a fire and the flames were getting close to the ammunition, and I don't mean auto gun rounds. They were macro cannon shells. Put out the fire as best we could, but we were losing. Suddenly Elsie took my hand, kissed me, then ran straight into the blaze and activated the emergency blast door. We stayed outside while she vented the compartment. It was quite a story. Sorry for your loss, Heinrich. I've learned all I need. That's enough for now. Never let your fire go out, little captain. I mean, no. That's just a stupid little guild in joke. Seriously, if you see Infernus next to a naked flame, run. Okay. Genta, that's not who sells shit. Not Master. Heinrich? Bitches. The map. Maybe you? Come over this way. Super cloudy today out here. Hard to tell if the rain actually will fall, but it's nice not to need my sun hat the whole time. You know what? That is fair. It has been extremely hot as of late, so the rain is a nice change of pace. Jocasta Sourback. Greetings, Lord Captain. You are wearing Imperial Navy armor. How did you come by it? I inherited it from the previous Master-at-Arms. Like the esteemed Seneschal, he left the Navy to serve Lady Theodora. He brought quite a few officers with him and established a tradition. Upon the death or resignation of an enforcer, his or her armor would be passed on to a fellow officer who had distinguished themselves in the course of their duties. I was awarded armor in this way in my time, and upon the death of my predecessor, I inherited his personal armor. Okay. Want to know more about your service? Ready to answer any questions. What are the Master-at-Arms' duties? Responsible for upholding safety and order aboard the ship, guard duties, patrols, finding and punishing troublemakers. In addition, my enforcers ensure that the crew follow all directives and carry out their task properly. As they say in my family, a servant who shows disobedience today prepares a riot tomorrow. Okay. But she also does not sell anything. A completely unrelated note, I found out the VR chat recently dropped an update that allows all desktop players to switch into third-person mode. That is an interesting feature. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense, honestly. Well, that goes to the Lord Captain's quarters. Another compartment. You can try another compartment. How about that?
I think you need to talk to Janris again.
Janris?
Yeah.
Why?
Just talk to him, I know. Let's do that.
I'm interested in... who interests you exactly? Followers, explorators, Cabascal mission. Why are we giving away our spoils to these people in the first place? Profit from them, of course. Most of the things you find during expeditions are complete junk to one of such as yourself, but the less fortunate and affluent servants of the Emperor think them treasures, especially when they're bestowed by the great rogue trader himself. Christian fanatics and pirate cutthroats, the dealers, none will refuse our help in these dark, trying times, and there may come a time when we shall be the ones requiring aid, and it would be beneficial to have allies willing to provide it. That's not what I meant.
Like that, get that out of the way.
Yeah, that's just for...
I just want to go through his dialogue. Just go through that real quick.
Yeah, I'll just read through his dialogue. Confident Gornish, your lordship, I have been a subject of your dynasty since birth, and I have always strived to be of use to the great rogue trader. Alas, I was not my fate to be the primary heir of my own family, due to my being 15th in line for the title. So I decided not to stand in the way of those behind me in case they attempted to shorten the waiting list at my expense. While my brothers and sisters schemed against one another, I studied the exact sciences and mastered bookkeeping, greatest art of the Adeptus Administratum. I must admit that the accumulation of wealth, something one can control, is far more exciting than hunting, carousing, and the other traditional amusements of my noble peers. What was it like working for Theodora? Oh, now that's a tricky question, your lordship. You ask it of everyone, knowing they risk losing their head should they slip a careless remark about your predecessor? She put it as thus: working with Lady Theodora was never boring and always profitable. The Imperium has billions of subjects, but very few do what they love, and what they are best suited to. I would say Lady Theodora was one of the fortunate ones. She was a model rogue trader. She surrounded herself with those who excelled at it and loved their work. Hers was a rare talent indeed. What do you think of your fellow crew members? Keeping tabs on your subordinates. A wise move. Tell me who interests you, and I'll endeavor to be as honest as possible. Okay. Abelard. Lady Theodora managed to do what even the Imperial Navy could not. Teach Master Viserion to carry out orders that he fundamentally disagrees with. I do not know what methods she used, but the result is impressive. Having said that, there is something else you need to know, Lord Captain. Your seneschal is capable of being something far greater than a mere conduit for your will. He possessed the cunning and experience to run the Protectorate passably whenever Lady Theodora was away. And that really is saying something. Keep an eye on that old officer, I say, or alternatively, turn him into a faithful ally. Alright, how about Conrad, the Master of Whispers? I hope I never see him set foot aboard this vessel again, not even as a servitor. Although, he would be able to do at least some good that way. Someone has to clean the latrines, after all. He gave us all quite a fright on the ill-fated day, Lord Captain, and still, to speak candidly, never enjoyed Master Voidgear's company. But I believed him to be a man who knew how to do his job. Regretfully, I was mistaken. Turned out Conrad lacked the most important quality of the Master of Whispers, unwavering loyalty to the rogue trader. And his failing came to light in the most deplorable manner. How about Vigis Tolliban? Yes, the Voidborn. You know, in my family, we use such creatures as quarry whenever we went hunting. Mutants are the bane of humanity, an unseen tumor that threatens to end us all. But I digress. In the brief time Tolliman has spent his post as Voxmaster, I have not noticed any significant flaws in her character or anything that would make me question her professional qualities. Needless to say, she is very diligent, as is any Voidborn seeking to earn their master's affection. I believe you could trust in her skills and loyalty. I want to know more about the people of Byre stuff. St. Drusus. Drusians still hope to bring the Cronus Expanse into the warm embrace of the faith, just as their flock hopes to receive the aid of Drusian missionaries. Each crate of food, shipment of clothes, or box of medicine marked with your seal is a sign of Rogue Trader himself who believes in the sect's future success. Reverend Herinoimus is the first among the Drusians and most often seen in Footfall's grand atrium. Gloomy fellow, but some almost believe him to be a saint. Explorators. Members of the Explorator Cognizant Fleet, which has been roaming the Cronus Expanse for a good while now. Omnissiah knows what they are hoping to find, but their acolytes regularly show up on inhabited worlds, seeking bits of sacred knowledge, tracking down mechanical relics, and sniffing out Xeno artifacts. If truth be told, supposedly they wanted to save the ignorant rabble from corruption. A tech priest named Opticon22 does business with us on the fleet's behalf. He can be found at the docks on Footfall. Interested in the Casbalica mission? Master of the Cold Trade, immoral criminals, and notorious crooks to the last man. The mission is but one branch of this mafia gang, and has taken root in the Calixus sector. You can do business with them as long as you take the necessary precautions. They are led by Vladim Takora, who recently appointed himself Liege of Footfall. Of course, he is a trusted ally of Rogue Trader Winterscale, but he will not refuse you, another of the Emperor's anointed. You wish to talk to Vladim, look for him in the Liege's palace on Footfall. So it looks like if we want to do trade, we're going to have to go to Footfall directly, maybe? What is this Fellowship of the Void? A pompous name, is it not? In truth, they are a gang of pirates who are forever squabbling over Luton territory. However, some of their little flotillas need supplies, or can take awkward cargo off our hands without asking questions. Of course, there is always a risk that these scoundrels will change their mind and attempt to board us instead. So far, our macro cannons have managed to keep them in line. They say Riza Calvaria speaks on the Fellowship's behalf. The Adeptus Amasius on Footfall is rumored to be her favorite haunt. And the last option is to replace that painting in my room. I don't think that's going to lead me to...
Yeah, so... I was just looking at confirmation. He is the guy we talked to open the trading menu and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We just haven't met any merchants to trade with yet.
That checks. Okay. So,
So this is the guy. This is the correct guy. We just need to go find someone to trade with first. And then at any point we can talk to him to open that menu.
gotcha. So that'll
I
mean
guess
that,
we were jumping the gun because we've only been to one planet in the game.
yeah. And it was in the middle of a revolution.
Yeah, there was no merchants there.
Alright, where do we want to go now? We have Uric 5.
We're closest to that unidentified void ship. I want to check that out.
Sure, sounds good to me.
I mean, there's actual trading in Rogue Trader. You would think it would be easier to find.
That is a solid point, yeah. Vox crackles to life and Master Helms and Ravor addresses you. What we have here, old Captain, it's not very noticeable, but there's a void ship sitting in the local asteroid field. Sure is quiet, like it's huddled up there on purpose. It's not like I'm surprised. The thing is more scrap heap than a ship at this point. Someone sure went to town on it. We are registering critical damage to the hull and depressurization of several compartments. Oh, there is an incoming transmission now, too. Hear us! The Vox transmission hisses and abruptly cuts to static. Do not require assistance! Pete! Do not require assistance!
You're making them sound very distressed for someone who does not require assistance.
Copy? The Vox relay is a different voice. Keep following. They'll pass us by. Won't they? Protects. Lord Captain, I am told our augurs cannot determine the allegiance of the vessel. To be brief, there is an unidentified and badly damaged vessel within an asteroid field near the Ricadiphilia colony that is refusing help, which, not to put too fine a point on it, has not yet been offered to them. If we establish communication, I'll let the vessel identify itself. Yes, Lord Captain. Connection is established. Unknown vessel, we are receiving you. Identify yourselves. I repeat, identify yourselves. For a brief moment, the Vox only hisses and snaps, and then several voices at once start shouting over each other. Do not tell him we are done for. This is Thunderfang. We are a merchant vessel. Do you copy? We are a private ship vessel. A merchant vessel. Of course they are. Damn my stupid head. Where did I hear this name before? Thunderfang. Thunderfang, why can we not identify you? What? I don't know. What? Certainly not. Our vessel is badly damaged. Is preventing the correct identification. We assure you, merchant vessel, Thunderfang does not require aid. What's the damage report on the unknown vessel? Telemetry shows multiple hull breaches most likely caused by the guns of a combat ship. Several compartments are leaking air. The bridge has been almost completely obliterated. 2 of the engines are critically damaged. Somebody gave them a thrashing so solid they barely managed to limp away. Your vessel is badly damaged. What has happened to you? The Vox responds by bursting into a cacophony of sound, words, and emotions. Someone chuckles bitterly, another swears with some foul expletives, and yet another hisses, furiously demanding that the other shut up. You manage to make out a little from all this noise. We were just flying, minding our own business, straight out of the blue and opened fire. Miracle we could get away, Emperor protected, and then more fire. Who? Void only knows. Roasted our tail, bombed everything. Our folks are left without our help. We never got to them. Thunderfang, now stop playing games and explain again what your business is here. This time, I highly recommend the truth. Happy now? What have you done? It's not to... Do you copy? We are from of the Void. We do not come here to on different business. To help our out of jail. Do not... Please. We already had our Chronos cleaned. How about striking a deal? Our hold is full of goods. In case you are unaware, Lord Captain, the Fellowship of the Void is a disorderly assembly of several dozen pirate factions in the Corona's expanse. They consider themselves above regular heretics solely because they sometimes have vox conversations with those whom they are about to board. Were it up to me, I would make them eat a salvo from the macro cannons to shake the scum loose from the decks. They certainly deserve it. I would wait on destroying the vessel if I were you. Although the moral aspects of their livelihood do cause some awkward questions, the Fellowship of the Void remain a major supplier of goods to the local market. Perhaps you will find dealing with them acceptable, especially in a situation where performing a warp jump is impossible.
Thunderfang, prepare for commercial exchange.
We are a rogue trader, and we are about to participate in some trading with rogues. There we go. Do you have medkits? No. Yes. Yes, they do have one medkit, but I cannot purchase it.
We don't have enough profit factor. They have a shield too. It's the most expensive thing in their inventory. Great, the first shield we've ever seen. Profit factors. Well, I suppose, can we at least
I think we could start selling them stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say we should.
Last time we went through all of our weapons and gear, right? So
we should have like a ton of stuff in the cargo, right?
I'd imagine so. Hold on. Flagship, other.
When picking finally the title makes sense.
Well, unfortunately, I don't see an option to get rid of what's in the cargo.
You click on reputation up at the top, it shows a cargo list.
Oh. There we go. Okay. Oh, gotcha. Honestly, we don't know any other merchants, so I should just select all things that are tradable, right?
I guess?
Yeah, select all things that are tradable. Which, because we've gone through our armor and weapons, should be fine.
Yes.
Trade.
I mean, that's just what's in our cargo, not even what's in our inventory.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so our reputation increased with them.
Up to 2. Which lets us get to the medkits at least.
Yeah, reduce the profit factor required, so we can get medkits.
Yeah, we can at least get medkits.
When we take something, does it reduce our profit factor, or can we just have all of this?
We might just be able to get all of it. Hold on. Let me accept all 9. Yeah, no, I could get all 9.
Let's just take everything.
Buy everything that is currently available. Accept.
Yeah, that worked out wonderfully for us.
Yes!
Cool, so if we just have profit factor, we could just have everything. So we want the highest profit factor in the land.
Okay, and if we wanted to get rid of some of these weapons, right, like the ones that we definitely won't be using in the extra armor, you right-click it and say, add to cargo, and then we'd be able to sell it to them for
Okay, but now that we
reputation.
got a bunch of new equipment,
We're gonna have to go
now
through it.
let's go through it. Because I see a sword and that I want.
All
Well,
right,
I
well,
want
we're
that
gonna have to
sword.
land first, but we could always come back
Okay,
or talk to Janus. I would assume. Now, all right.
Yeah. We have a planet to the left of us that's completely unscanned. Rycat Majoris is unscanned. Everything's unscanned.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, last time when we were discussing with the planetary governor who just got arrested, he said that
Yeah, if we
the
want
planet
to
nearby, the
continue
one
the
down here,
main story.
I believe the planet down here that we're next to is the prison planet. He said it was like nearby. The nearby planet was also in revolt. But that I could be misremembering that. It's been like a week.
Well, there's objective markers on the map, and I imagine the objective markers would point to that, yeah?
The only objective marker I have is the guide, which I think is for the navigator, nobility.
Yeah, the guide is for the navigator, then there's another objective marker that's New Blood. Find Archmagos and head to the monastery.
Yeah, and that's
which
all
is
on
all
Reich and
over by
Minoris.
Minoris.
Yeah.
So.
And Minoris is the planet we just came from. That's for continuing the main plot. If we want to do side stuff, we gotta go to these other planets.
Yeah.
So do we want to do... I think we were told that the prison break was literally child's play.
Yeah.
So that one's probably not very time sensitive. But then again, that was also by a governor who was clearly corrupt, so what do I know?
Let's just go left.
Let's just go left, prison planet, or Rycad Majoris.
The closest left. Why would we pass by the planet?
Lord Captain, sorry to disturb you. It's pandemonium outside the bridge gate. One of the officers seems to be demanding an audience with you in person. I think I hear Master Wasarian's voice. In any case, I wanted to warn you in advance.
Well, that was a nice 2 seconds.
It was a nice 2 seconds.
Really
we didn't even have to
enjoyed that
worry
nice
about
2
it.
seconds.
Didn't even have to worry about it. Look at us go.
Hello. I look very snazzy in that coat, jacket.
Yes, you do.
This is not the conduct of an officer. These are the antics of a highborn brat out on a lark. Explain yourself, Lieutenant.
Excuse you, this is 40k?
Lieutenant, yes.
Lieutenant.
I'm gonna keep saying Lieutenant, though, so bugger up. I didn't listen to 50 audiobooks, alright? It's not drilled into me.
It's drilled into my head. I was actually complaining about it the other day.
I said Lieutenant and heard you internally complaining, and then you out loud complain.
Well, like, I was complaining about it the other day because I was talking to Alexis, and she was making the comment how the word squirrel just looks weird, spelling-wise, and I was like, yeah, but I've kind of given up on caring about that kind of thing, because when you go through 400 books and have to listen to the word lieutenant be pronounced lieutenant every single time, you kind of just give up. Colonel... Lieutenant, fucking squirrel. It's all nonsense.
Schedule.
Schedule. God.
Schedule.
We were watching Captain America, the first Avenger, the first Captain America movie last night, and every single time they said schedule, I just cringed. Schedule. I apologize, sir, but I must speak to the Lord Captain.
Very well. You may address him, but not least because I see you are already seen fit to disturb him. Your unauthorized appearance on the bridge has been noted.
Thanks, GLaDOS.
It will be logged on your personal file without delay. I'm doing it right now as we speak. This is going to be on your permanent record.
Lord Captain, Lieutenant. I almost did it. Holy shit. Holy shit. Lieutenant Avrilevent, requesting permission to speak on a matter of extreme importance and urgency.
Abelard, announce me.
Abelard, announce me. I think she knows who I am, but, you know. Announce me anyway.
Sorry for Sabbath.
I will listen to what you say. Speak, Lieutenant. You may speak, but I wanted to hear a report, not a shouting match. Having two officers bickering in full view of a bridge is unacceptable. Not tolerate this kind of conduct on my ship. Abelard, assign the Lieutenant an appropriate punishment. Lieutenant, you have 1 minute to state your business. I'll listen to what you have to say. Speak, Lieutenant. This matter cannot wait. Any minute now, an assault unit will be dispatched to the lower decks on orders to crush the workers' strike by any means necessary. But I am convinced this step is unwarranted, and that the crisis itself was provoked by the actions of one of the senior officers. Vent is almost trembling with tension as she delivers her speech, her face extremely pale. Abelard, in no hurry to intervene, lets out a skeptical huff. Abelard, please let out a skeptical huff.
Huff.
That was very skeptical. He glances at the Sourback, who is standing not far from him, but she maintains a stony expression.
It was so skeptical that you didn't have to announce it. It was so skeptical.
Lord Captain, I urge you to investigate the actions of Seneschal Wasarian and to intervene in what's happened on the lower decks, because very soon we'll have a mutiny or a massacre on our hands.
I love mutinies.
Vent reels off the last words as though she knows them by heart. She has clearly been preparing to say them for some time. When she is finished, she casts an anxious glance at Abelard, then back at you. There's an insurrection in the making aboard my ship and no one has informed me? How did all this start? Where does Seneschal Wasarian come into this? How did all of this start? The situation could boil over at any moment, so I'll give you the condensed version. It all began when the enforcers found a cultist amulet on the body of someone who had been killed in a drunken brawl. We reported it up the chain immediately, arranged for a cleansing rite to be performed, and opened an investigation. No heretics have been found alive, but the search has brought tensions between enforcers and workers to a head. Okay. And where does Seneschal Wasarian come into all this?
I shall explain.
I beg you to hurry. Time is running out.
Then you will beg, for I will not hurry. Since my competence is under scrutiny, I shall speak for as long as I see fit. There is an established order to the way things are done on this here ship, and one of the pillars of that system is that the rogue trader's attention is not distracted by trivial matters. It is the Seneschal's role to ensure that. I have always handled internal problems myself, so of course, when I receive information about cultists hiding on the lower decks, I took the matter in hand. So long as I live, not one of the vermin who murdered Theodora von Valancius will find refuge on her ship.
You are far too heavy-handed, Seneschal Wasarian. Arrests, interrogations, mass punishments for entire sectors. It has driven the people to the brink. Now there's a strike on the lower decks, in Depot 4, to be precise. 3 worker clans are involved, but many more are passively supporting them. The situation could degenerate into an all-out insurrection. But when I reported my concerns, the only response I received was an order to dispatch an assault unit and crush the strike with maximum force. What is Depot 4?
Depot 4 is one of the poorest sectors on the lower decks. It is home to clans of general laborers. They are not valuable to the ship as the families who have served its specialized systems for generations. They are an easily replaceable resource, and one which is now, more besides, giving succor to cultists and minions of the archenemy.
Depot 4 is poor and troubled, but at worst, that means drunken fights and illegal rotgut brewing. We have handled the workers of Depot 4 in the past. We would have done so again if the crackdown on Depot 4 hadn't been so harsh. Another important point to bear in mind, the problem is not limited to this sector. It's located on one of the most populated lower decks, and everything that happens there has a knock-on effect on the neighboring sectors. Abelard, what do you have to say to all this?
I see no need to add anything. I acted within the remit of my authority, guided exclusively by the best interests of your protectorate and your personal safety. If you wish to confirm the rectitude of my actions for yourself, I have no objections. Words on the
Look,
screen.
I can't even bitch because I stutter all the time.
Abelard dyslexic.
For my part, I urge the Lord Captain to go down to the lower decks, stop the assault unit, and speak directly to the people. You will see that they are not lying, or harboring heretics. That way, you will stop the uprising before it begins. Alright. Master at Arms, the ship's enforcers report to you, and yet you seem hesitant to provide your own perspective. Lord Captain, unlike Lieutenant Vent, I respect the chain of command and realize that it is not within my right to challenge my superiors. Sourback bows her head in Abelard's direction. However, a moment later, a serpentine smile appears on her lips. That being said, while I entirely share Master Wassarian's opinion on what fate Depot 4 deserves, I must note that this insubordination is a direct consequence of practices that he himself has introduced.
Mistress Sourback, I see you have decided to follow the lieutenant's example after all. Such behavior does you no credit.
God. We're one step away, if I had the voice acting ability, from the Lance meet in Dragon Age Origins. Pray tell, where is my daughter? That scene will always just be the greatest fucking, I don't know, fucking chest pumping fucking scene ever. Honestly, it kind of feels like posturing in a rap battle. Sourback, explain yourself. The ship's regulations state that the Master-at-Arms is responsible for resolving all matters related to the ship's enforcers. Yet it is no secret that the Seneschal has a tendency to show partiality. Those enforcers and officers whom he has deemed particularly promising are at times given permission to approach him for tutelage. Cannot deny Master Wassarian's experience and insight. The Seneschal has a record of fostering students who have indeed achieved much and demonstrated impeccable performance. However, extending such patronage over the head of their immediate superior encourages disregard for hierarchy among your lordship's servants. Today, an enforcer goes to the Seneschal to report an order from the Master-at-Arms that they happen to disagree with. Tomorrow, they will go to the Lord Captain to object to the Seneschal's order. I notice a pattern in these actions. Abelard, do you wish to respond?
Mistress Sourback, can you recall an occasion where I would encourage an officer to disobey their superior? Or one where I would overrule their order? Or show favoritism to those who merited none?
None, Seneschal, for there have been no such cases in the entire time I have served aboard this ship. Then why did you just bring it up? If anyone were to claim otherwise, I would have them pay for insulting your honor with blood. Your conduct in this regard have always been spotless. Nevertheless, given your imminent position, a simple show of attention on your part is enough to erode the propriety of junior officers, inflate their sense of self-importance, and undermine discipline. That you distinguish some of them and know them by name is tantamount to walking around the officer's deck handing out gifts to officers who have caught your eye. It fills those you set apart with ambition and audacity, makes them stand out among the rest. Forces are meant to be faceless servants, fighters ready to die, their fate entrusted to their commander and no one else. That is the sole foundation of order. Lieutenant Vent, would you say the Seneschal has singled you out from your peers in any way? Lord Captain, I swear the Seneschal Wassarian has never granted me any privileges, never once advocated for me, nor facilitated my promotions, although he is the man who convinced me to become an officer in the first place. He has offered me extensive guidance in my service, for which I am grateful to him. And while not all my fellows receive such attention, I know at least half a dozen fine officers whom the Seneschal keeps in his sights to ensure that they continue to strive.
To prepare new generations of the dynasty's servants, to instruct them, and to separate those with potential from those who have exhausted it, that is my duty as Seneschal. This ship has bays worth of pilots, enforcers, officers, technicians, and stewards, whom I have raised personally. By the throne, every third person standing on this bridge right now is my student at one point.
Yeah, no, I don't really see where the squabble here is. I mean, he is the highest authority on this ship, next to the rogue trader themselves. Like, if they're not following the orders of their superiors or trying to go over their superiors, then their superiors need to be better at their job. That's my opinion, right? Like, I don't know. It appears I have unearthed an old squabble. I would prefer to be left out of it. I see.
Evidently, my officers are anything but a shining example of unity and adherence today. I have only myself to blame, I suppose.
Alright, I've heard enough. I will go down to the lower decks and deal with the problem personally. Certain the Seneschal was acting within his authority, but I will verify the soundness of his decisions for myself. This is not a matter worth the rogue trader's time. Abelard, you have acted with staggering incompetence. From now on, you will sort out your own problems. I am certain the Seneschal was acting within his authority, but I will verify the soundness of his decision for myself. Throne preserve you, Lord Captain. I thank you for your support.
An enterprise bordering on the sophomoric, but please yourself, Lord Captain. However, I categorically insist that I escort you. It would be pretty awkward if you went without me.
Lord Captain, I regret that the forces were unable to handle the situation, which then led to you and your Seneschal's involvement. I consider it my duty to go to Depot 4 myself and see to the expedient resolution of this incident. Alright. Let us all go to Depot 4.
Hooray!
Down, down, deeper and down. To the lower decks. And here we are. The lower decks.
Hooray!
A cutscene! Oi, it's Wassarian! Take that, scum! Look who it is! This is all his fault, all of it! I'm gonna run down!
I'm always loved among the people.
Wipe slime, acid from his helmet.
The lower decks are a source of endless problems. Sometimes I dearly regret that we cannot replace all the locals with servitors.
That is a bold stance. Did you hear? They were shouting your name. People dared to disrespect a senior officer. Let's keep moving, we need to get to the bottom of this. We're
The good
definitely
news is
we
we don't have
we
injuries.
don't have injuries. Holy shit! We very well might actually be able to do stuff. Oh, look at all those stats. Those sweet, sweet stats. I might be able to shoot a gun. For Christ's sake. Ugh. Which reminds me, we should probably look at all those weapons we just bought.
Yes.
Da, 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 da. Let's see. I have a 6 to 9 damage sword. Oh, that wouldn't be a bad upgrade. Do the soul pattern chain sword. There you are. 7 to 10 power moles. 12. Okay. How about pistols? Cannot use those two. Last pistol. 4, 3 to 4, 4 to 6. Nope, can't do anything with that. And then finally, we have a las gun. Do we have any upgraded las guns that do more than 5 to 7 damage? Shotgun, sturdy shotgun, well-maintained las gun. That would be better than just a basic las gun. Swap to that. That all looks good. Chest plate is that very exact chest plate. $45, $15. Plus 5% dodge if the wearer's agility is more than 40. Alright, the Sin Skin is better than what I'm currently wearing. So we'll swap for that currently. Chainmail's up to 30, but it provides a dodge penalty. We'll dodge 30% average. But it does reduce it by 20, but then gets rid of the plus 5% dodge if my agility is over 40, which it is. That's not better. That one's not better. Nope. Nope. Can't wear those. Alright, whenever the wearer of these clothes suffers an injury or falls unconscious in combat, their allies get a +1 bonus to damage until the end of the combat. Wearer's a ranged attack hits an enemy, the wearer gains plus 5% bonus of critical hit chance for the next ranged attack done to the same enemy, but does not stack. Okay. And cloak. 12% dodge reduction. The wearer's melee area attacks. This guy doesn't do much melee, but Abelard does. So you might maybe look at getting him the Reaper cape.
If I put on the Reaper cape, though, I take off the emergency injector.
Gotcha.
Which I think is more useful to me right now.
And then I'm going to throw it on our other melee guy, Pascal. Because he also does melee. You can have the gloves as well. Don't think I'm going to find a weapon stronger than his Amnesian axe quite yet. Into 14, yeah. And his second thing is an arc rifle, which, yeah, we're also not going to find anything stronger than that. Idira. Your staff does 4 to 8 damage. It is the only reason you can do lightning. As we do not have a stronger staff, that is the only staff you can get. Which leaves the subcarbine, which does 12 to 18 damage. It's not bad. I don't know if we're going to have anything better than that. No, I think we are good there. Okay, I think I have done everything I can for my characters.
We are good to go.
Only other thing I could look at maybe is armor. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find a different armor for her. So yeah, we should be good to go. Suppose I can equip a couple of these grenades though. Dear.
Yeah, equip grenades. I don't think any of your people know medicine,
Nope,
but
none of
you
my
equip
people can
grenades.
use medkits.
Figured that'd be one of the talents you picked up by now.
Nope. Why would I do that? I've got you. Go out of your way to help. That's what I pay you for. Alright.
Well, I'm holding 4 medkits that I can.
I always have a backup plan.
Okay. If such is the Emperor's will.
Oh, it's the Emperor's will.
Do not see our purpose in coming here.
Relax, old man. Going for a stroll on the lower decks every once in a while is good for you. Lets you see how the simple folk live.
Alright, what do we... Oh! Hello?
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah,
Just
no,
took a
I
minute for
heard,
me to
I heard
walk
the
up.
footsteps. Abelard was unfortunately in the very far back, so it took him forever
Yeah,
to walk up
I was
here.
looking at something and you kind of just bolted off. It's like you'll have to wait for me.
The sound of a heated discussion reverberates through the ship's bays. A Lieutenant Arvillavent of the ships and forces is bearing the path of her superior, Master-at-Arms Jocasta Sourback, who has arrived clad in armor. Judging by their expression and tone, the standoff has dragged on for some time already and has now reached a boiling point. Lieutenant Vent, my patience is wearing thin. I have given you an order, now get out of my way. I cannot comply with that order, Mum. The Vent looks shaken, but there is fire in her eyes. This is my deck and my sector. So long as this area remains under the Lord Captain's special oversight, no action can be taken without my express permission. There are only 3 people who are authorized to make me stand down. The first officer, the rogue trader, and the Emperor himself.
Well, knowing what's happening in the lore, the Emperor might just tell you to go.
Yeah, I mean, apparently he might have finally gotten off the throne for 10 seconds.
He
Then he
twitched.
sat back down. That was a lot.
He twitched.
He twitched.
So not all my lessons fall on deaf ears.
Abelard mutters in a crabby approval. He does not clarify whether he meant Vent Sourback looming over her or both. Your Lordship, noticing you, the 2 officers snap to attention and salute, their subordinates following suit in a moment later. Alright, we encountered some locals on our way here. Their conduct was outrageous. They even tried to throw things at us. I want to speak to the strikers. I give the assault unit permission to open fire. We will crush the seeds of insurrection with full force. What is the situation? Your Lordship, my people have locked down the bay where the strikers are, including their leaders. We have the situation under control as far as resources allow. Under control, Lieutenant. I came here to lead an investigative unit, and what do I see? The rabble is on the verge of mutiny. There's nothing to investigate. It simply calls for an immediate repression and firing squads. And you, Vent, are a step away from facing charges yourself. I want to speak to the strikers. Abelard's mouth twists, but he restrains himself and says nothing. Right you are, Lord Captain. Allow me to wish you good luck. Hope gleams in Lieutenant Vent's eyes.
Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Rabble, rabble, rabble. Oh, I think we were supposed to follow that. My bad.
Keep your wits about you.
Greetings, Your Grace. Well, nobles from the upper decks down here to see us. A dozen pairs of eyes stare apprehensively at you. I won't stand for it anymore. People before you are typical inhabitants of the lower decks, taking their simple clothing, crude weapons, and faces that display varying levels of mutation, from the barely discernible to the strange to the outright grotesque. The deep fall. Rivet. A whisper passes through the crowd, and you detect a mixture of fear, astonishment, and joy in their reactions. Finally, 3 people break away from the crowd, an elderly woman and 2 men. These must be the leaders. They bow clumsily before you. Lord Captain, you have come down to us. Tell me what is troubling you. Why are you striking? Striking? It's news to us, your lordship, says a tall, thin man in worker's garb. All we're doing is asking questions, saying what we think. Shut up, Rivet, snaps the old woman, who turns her hostile, dark eyes on you. Here's the deal, your lordship. You damned enforcers are all over us down here. You say they're looking for cultists, one wrong word, and they're reaching for the bat. If they want to punish someone, they turned off the heating the whole base for a week at a time, so we get sick and freeze. My clan, 2 little ones died from inflammation in their lungs, all because of those enforcers. The old woman spits on the floor and rubs on the spittle with the toe of her worn-out shoe. Argenta does not interrupt the workers, but you see the sadness well in her eyes when the children's deaths are mentioned. She quietly whispers a requiem prayer and makes a sign over herself. It's all true. Brent is the only enforcer officer who stood up for us. It's clear as day who had a mother from the lower decks and who grew up in midships and has no fellow feeling towards us. A grim man with a scarred face throws up his arms. Your lordship, we're no villains here. We're honest workers, your servants. We've plotted no disorder. We went on strike openly, and now we've got guns pointed at us. All we're doing is asking to be allowed to work in peace without being harassed. Persecution started apropos of nothing, you say. I was told that one of you was found in possession of a cultist amulet, and that there are heretics hiding here. Abelard, do you have anything to add? We were attacked on the way here. How do you explain that? First, okay. Cultist amulet? What's that? The goo gog they found on the dead drunkard. It was something evil or forbidden, and we sure didn't know. Foresters just said they were looking for heretics among us, and anyone obstructing their investigation would be punished. But how could there be heretics here? We know our own people. There have been no new faces around. Definitely not. If there were, we'd be the first to report them. As for the amulet, or whatever it is, they took it off a dead body. No cult is still breathing in our sector, that's for sure. But when the fight broke out, some enterprising folks looted the bodies, the boots they came back with. Nobody ever tread these decks and boots so fine. I can tell you that. It seems to me these cultists have been better commanders than us. Oh yeah, those boots really were fine. There are no harm in taking them, right? As for the amulet, must have been pocketed by someone who didn't know any better. We don't need any amulets around here. We all worship the Emperor, and we bow down before the machine spirits of the large and small transformers and the servo motor. Same my grandfather was taught 100 years ago by a tech priest who came calling. Believe us, your lordship, we are people of faith. I confirm the information regarding the proper tending of the machine spirits in this sector. Servitors indicate that these commoners are performing the sacraments they are permitted to know. Naive children. Weren't you taught from an early age about the dangers of the archenemy's creations? Weren't you warned that any unfamiliar object could be one of them? We were told, Holy Sister, but it was long ago. Last time we saw a confessor in our sector, it was after I'd had my third little one. That is regrettable, but you cannot lay the burden of leading a righteous life on the shoulders of the Holy Fathers. Who will you blame when beasts crawl out of those amulets you stole from the heretics? The Holy Father who was not there, or the scavenger who brought evil down upon himself and his neighbors? Abelard, do you have anything to add?
I authorize the use of all necessary measures to locate Chaos worshippers hiding in this sector. The specific steps taken by the officers were not reported to me. I frown. Nevertheless, I am certain that their actions were justified. Cultists are no dragons.
I'm sorry. I frown. I was in the middle of drinking and almost choked when you said that. I frown, he says.
Neutralizing them demands decisive action.
Power back wasn't really necessary to torture these people. Ugh. The rabble understands only one language, Lord Captain, that of violence. As per regulations, should the laborers persist in their unwillingness to cooperate, the next step is limiting air supply and cutting off water, which is almost certain to restore order. Peasants can grumble all they want, but in the end, they are the source of their own misery. All they have to do is bow their heads and fall in line, and the need for punitive measures will disappear. What changes do you all want? Look at this, the exalted Lord Captain himself is asking us buildtrats what we want. Well, here's what we want. We want you to rein in your damned enforcers, to quit turning off the heat, and to stop battering everything with moves. Battering everything that moves. No, that's not it. We want the enforcers gone from here. We want to be armed. Give us up to the... Well, that's not going to work. Give us arms and we'll govern ourselves and we'll defend ourselves. If these cultists do show their faces, I've been leader of my clan for 20 years now. Getting rid of these club-wielding thugs can only improve things around here. You've gone too far, old Nan. They'll never let the maggots on the lower decks live without the enforcers breathing down their necks. Probably even insist on enforcers on the upper decks, too. As for weapons, what do we need them for? Before the first day is out, we'll have someone shooting their neighbor out of stupidity or drunkenness. We don't need that. The enforcers stop hassling us. That'll be enough. In return, we'll find the scavengers who robbed the cultist body and we'll talk to them. One lower decker to another. If there are any more of those damned amulets about, we'll hand them over to the enforcers ourselves. Speak for yourself and your clan, and I'll speak for me and mine. I don't want any empty gestures. I want real change. They'll promise us the world now, but as soon as the Anointed One turns his back, these brutes will be on us even harder than before, all because we dared to speak out. Tall worker eye dart between two arguing leaders. Every few seconds he opens his mouth and is planning to agree, but each time he falls silent, simply making a few vague noises of approval. Spreading anarchy on the ship is the first step towards embracing chaos. Putting weapons into untrained hands would be even worse. It's more the enforcers are needed to maintain oversight and order. Without those demands, we will withdraw those commands and we will consider the rest. In order for the enforcers to withdraw from the sector, you will be given weapons. Let's see how you cope governing yourself. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. Fail to convince me of your trustworthiness. The unrest ends now. Everyone involved will be eliminated. Abelard?
The story about going scavenging for boots and accidentally picking up a heretical amulet doesn't convince me. These people were moments away from rebelling and possibly becoming minions of the arch-enemy. We must not give them what they want. Even if they did acquire something innocently, purely out of their own stupidity, that does not mean they are not tainted with corruption. What begins as petty thievery can turn into a far graver problem. I have seen it before. In my second war. Back before the war, you understand. There was a sergeant in the Imperial Guard. I talked to your father. This was before the war.
Shut up.
There was a sergeant in the Imperial Guard regiment that was stationed nearby. The sergeant took an ordinary pocket knife from the body of a heretic, and his whole unit lost their lives for it. When they finally managed to break into the barracks, they found not a single survivor, only the pocket knife, which had grown through all the rows of beds like a metal choking vine. So when it comes to scavengers, malcontents, strikers, or whatever they'll turn into next, my verdict is simple. Give them no quarters.
Master at Arms? Give the rebel a Grox and they'll take an Agri world, Lord Captain. They only understand brute force and will interpret any concession as a sign of weakness. Giving them weapons and recalling their forces would be folly. It will only be a matter of time before we have a full-scale mutiny on our hands. I'm thinking option 3. I have the 100% chance to make it work.
Yes.
Coercion test succeeded. The tall worker they call Rivet shrugs and casts a sideline and look at the woman. Old man, listen. The Lord Captain himself has come down to us and is offering concession. I don't know a single person in the whole of Depot 4 who's ever even stood next to the road trader, let alone talk to him. Back down. Now's no time for you to be stubborn old crow. Listen to us, old man. The 3 clans of Depot 4 ought to act as one. We've made our minds up. It's your turn to decide. Don't ask them to disband the enforcers or give us weapons. We don't need any of that. The old woman hisses in dissatisfaction. 2 are ganging up on me, is that it? So brave you are against an old woman. But I'll shut up. I will. Indeed. I won't go against 2 clan leaders on my own. You want to make peace with the enforcers? Make your peace. That's great. Just fantastic. Lord Captain, we're all agreed. Then it's decided. The persecution will stop, and I will expect you to assist in locating any remaining amulets or weapons left by the cultists. Oh,
Profit factor lost.
2. It's a
That's
status
the
of your
opposite
wealth.
of profit factor gain.
Yes, it is. Its value is determined by your trade connection, income you're holding in treasury reserves. While traveling, your character will use profit factor to buying items and completing colonial projects. Not spent on purchases and transactions instead. Its level determines your ability to conclude trade transactions. Profit factor can grow or diminish. Its growth is primarily influenced by major trade deals, and it's decreased by investment in colonial projects. So I guess because we are investing more of our own enforcers down here, that we've lost that profit margin? I guess it's because we'd have to be using more guns on it. Maybe.
Oh well. We'll get it back. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll buff. You've not abandoned us lower deckers. You came here yourself and settled everything. I'll tell my grandchildren about this. Of course, your lordship will root out any nasty business faster than the enforcers. We'll leave no stone unturned. It's complete bedlam. Are you satisfied, Lord Captain?
Level up.
Oh yeah, we did level up. Then may I suggest we leave the circus and discuss everything en route. But first, level up. Choose a special ability, Firearm Mastery. Until the end of the soldier's turn, they gain +4 movement points, and their attack does not spend MP. Till the end of combat, the soldier's rate of fire is increased by 30%. Till the end of combat, all of the soldier's attacks are 20% harder to dodge. Till the end of combat, the soldier's ranged attacks gain +10% armor penetration. Till the end of the soldier's turn, each of their area attacks deals additional damage, equal to the number of attacked targets. That is interesting. I think in this case, I really like, I'll go with this one. Yeah. That's a solid choice. You. Dismantling attack. Until the operative's next turn, target cannot move. Until the end of combat, the target's MP is reduced by 3. Dismantling attack also cripples the enemy, reducing their weapon skill and ballistic skill by 30 until the end of combat. So that's not bad. Also intimidates all enemies in a 5-cell radius around the target, reducing their dodge and armor by 15%. Target also provokes an attack of opportunity whenever it attacks. Oh, that's interesting. We'll do the number 3 for that one as well. And she has a pretty high awareness already. But can't hurt to go higher. And Pascal. You can do a dismantling attack as well. Ooh, you know what? I should have swapped that. Because if I had, he's more likely to be surrounded by people. So it actually makes more sense for him to be under that. I cannot do tech use. You know what? I think I might get him some awareness as well. Noticeable traps, cleverly hidden items, secret passages, or suspicious elements. Nah, we'll do logic. We'll do logic. Fair enough.
Fair enough. Level 9.
Alright, so level 9,
Is there
not
one that's
bad.
been made?
I suppose
Not
that means
bad
we
at
head
all.
back up to the upper decks. There's nothing else to be seen here.
There's still looting to be done. Looting's kind of a, weird phrase for things that are on our ship anyway.
This is true. Guards, and lower deck rabble.
Let us not dawdle.
Let us not dawdle, he says. Who is he, you may ask? Why, he is me. I said that. Oh!
I have an urgent matter to discuss with you. Please give us a moment. Well, are you pleased with your investigation, Lord Captain? You kowtowed to the disloyal rabble. You believed their lies and showed them leniency. Next time the ship is attacked by cultists, that rabble will welcome them in with open arms and allow them to wreak whatever havoc they like, because they see you as a weak leader. Is that how you see your future at the helm of the Von Valencia's protectorate?
Sorry about your role in all this. Instead, you allowed this revolt to happen. Your actions practically guaranteed it would. Some truth to your criticism. Why are you so angry? I solved the problem. Not speak to your Lord Captain in that tone. Ah. There is some truth to your criticism.
I should say so. I sigh. You simply needed to trust me. I would have handled the situation myself had you not decided to intervene. Remember Lord Captain Theodora? Do you think she ever set one slippered foot on the lower decks? No, she did not. Such matters were left to myself and the junior officers, while she dedicated herself to her grand designs for the Protectorate, as any true strategist and rogue traitor ought.
Maybe if Theodora had spent more time on trifling matters, she wouldn't have wound up dead. There's a new Lord Captain aboard the ship now, and I will not repeat her mistake. Would be only too willing to trust in my seneschal and not fill my head with such matters, but the situation had spiraled out of your control. Give me a reason why I should continue listening to your advice and trusting your judgment. Right now, I don't see any. If Theodora had spent more time on trifling matters, she wouldn't have wound up dead. There is a new Lord Captain. I will not repeat her mistake.
I commend your decisiveness, but I am uncomfortable with introducing new protocols in the midst of a crisis. And I lost my temper, Lord Captain, and I believe I ought to explain myself. The prosperity of the Von Valancia's protectorate is not just an empty phrase to me. I left the Imperial Navy for the chance to see it flourish. It was the most momentous decision of my life. I did it because I saw in Lord Captain Theodora's deeds the sign of true greatness. Rogue traders do not simply forge new routes and capture worlds. They create order out of anarchy. They create impulse. That creative impulse was entirely lacking during my time in the military. So I left behind everything I had known, everything my family had known. I come from a long line of officers, and I embarked upon this incredibly reckless venture. Lord Captain Theodora entrusted me with all the concerns she had no time for. She would go off on her flagship for long periods, to distant frontiers, on scouting voyages, and the advancements of the entire Protectorate rested on my shoulders. And then suddenly, everything that had been built over years and years began to quake, rattling like a flimsy hanger on a seismically active world. One of the senior officers betrayed us all. The rogue traitor was killed, and who knows what is happening on the planets. I tell you this honestly, without fear of appearing weak. All this has come as a grievous blow to me. I am not panicking or grieving because I cannot allow myself to panic or grieve. I am duty-bound to aid the new rogue traitor, to aid you, to find your footing as quickly as possible. And to do that, I must insulate you from the problems that in the past have been dealt with by tried and tested procedures set out by the ship's regulations. Procedures that were established long ago and have functioned smoothly for decades cannot suddenly be deemed excess to requirements.
Theodora trusted and established procedures and she died. I won't make the same mistake. If you want to keep building the future of the Von Valencia Protectorate with me, stop living in the past. Understand, but you need to learn how to respect me as your Lord Captain and Rogue Trader. Accept it and start living in the new world, a world where Theodora is gone, where you and I have new decisions to make. Prosperity of Von Valencia's Protectorate is just as important to me. You are the only person who has comprehensive knowledge of how things are run on the ship. I think in the future I will follow in your recommendations. I value what Theodore created, and I trust that the situation is an aberration of the ship's otherwise smooth operation. Since the establishment procedures are working, I see no reason to change them. I have seen plenty of sentiment and handwriting in recent days, but very little competence. I have no plan to rely on your judgment or your tried and tested procedures in the future. What do you think? Option 4?
Option 4?
Uh,
It seems like the most milquetoast of all the options. Basically ignoring the situation. Yeah, I value, and yep, things have been running smoothly. I'm not gonna bother
the
with it.
thing is, we just went through a crisis, right? And they happened to get a hold of some artifacts. It's a very weird and odd situation, right? Beyond that, everything had been running smoothly up to this point. How about option 3, then? In the future, I will think to follow what you have to say. I'll take your advice more. The thing is we also asked for his advice every step of the way. I wanted to make a clear, informed decision. Yes, I went against it, but that is my rights as the rogue trader.
Yeah, I think maybe we should just go with 4 like you wanted to, honestly. I'm glad you see the value in the foundations laid down by your predecessors. Why fix what isn't broken? As for me, I shall endeavor not to cause you any further consternation, Lord Captain. And now please let us leave the lower decks. If the rogue trader desires to stretch his legs, there are far more suitable places.
Like Rykad Majoris, let's go!
We didn't even go to the other planet we were going to.
Yeah, fuck it. Who needs to talk to prisoners anyway? Lord Captain, he's back on the deck, fellas. Act like you're working.
Also, we all inexplicably have the same voice.
Look, alright. If I was a voice actor, I'd be making significantly more money than I do. Unfortunately.
Surprisingly, no, probably not. They don't pay voice actors nothing.
Woo. My computer kind of seized up for a second there. Oh, it did it again. Stop. You're acting up. Why?
Oh, okay.
There we go. Okay. Sorry, my computer, like, seized up for a second there. I had to figure out why it was freaking out. I was, like, worried that it was about to crash like it did one of the other streams we did.
Lovely.
Scan.
Wow, a dead world.
Rakati Philia, the prison planetoid. So yeah, this is the prison planet. Did we actually know of anything going on Rykad Majoris? Do we have a quest going over that way? Because he mentioned...
Well,
He mentioned the Novus Nobilite and said that they've been quiet, but, you know, that's not out of the norm for them. Now, we
have
obviously
3
played
quests on Minoris and 1 quest up by the Navigator. None of those are Majoris.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't remember doing Majoris last time either. I remember the prison planet. I remember the Novus Nobilite station.
We will go to all of the planets here before we continue the main quest.
Yes, we will. Philia it is.
That's
Prison
fine.
planetoid.
But I'm also pretty sure we have the assassin by this point too, so
Yeah, that
clearly
is
the
weird.
game doesn't work the same way every time. We're going off of Mass Effect rules. There are no rules.
I need to do Mass Effect for the channel eventually. Probably the next time I decide I feel like playing Mass Effect, I'll...
was a worthwhile investment.
Why did it pause?
There's a trap.
Oh, is there?
Yes, there was a trap, but also a cutscene at the same time, so...
Come in, escort. This is Captain Vicari. Escort, please come in. Pilot Rykel. Pale young woman looks at you with a mixture of hope and disbelief swirling in her eyes. You notice her hand trembling as she clutches her weapon. Who are you? Did you come from the planet? Are you reinforcements? Saint's teeth, I thought you'd never come. Avalon, teach this riffraff the proper way of addressing her sovereign. Jesus Christ, you know I have to.
Avalon,
Announce me.
Officer, the person before you is Daniel von Valansis, a rogue trader. Although you are, from what I gather, a subject of another dynasty, you would do well to introduce yourself with the proper decorum.
At once! The woman stands at attention. Captain Rykel Vicari. servant of House Winterscale and the pilots of this shuttle. It is an honor to be greeting His Lordship von Valancius. Tell me about this planetoid. What has happened here? There's been a prison riot on the planetoid. Sadly, it is being led by the prison warden himself, the Honorable Anthragon Castaglia. Staglia? He has allied himself with the rabble that he himself was supposed to watch, and declared Rykadphilia to be independent of the authority of the system's lawful governor. Mass Effect, but it's all the intentionally wrong decisions. That would be a really fun route to do. No, that would be kind of funny. My name is Commander Shepard, and this is also my favorite store in the entire Citadel. I came here as a shuttle pilot alongside the Honorable Yvain Winterscale, son of Caligos Winterscale, rogue traitor, vanquisher of Xenos, forever triumphant over the enemies of humanity. She details, enunciating every word of her overlord's title. Young Lord Winterscale wished to speak to the warden personally, so he could put an end to this lawless treason. He and his escort went ahead. She grows paler. I haven't been able to contact them over the Vox for a very long time now. You were late to arrive on Rykadphilia.
Yeah, well, that was bound to happen.
It was the second place we went to. Fuck.
And I'm sure if we went here first, then the other place, we would have been late there.
In all fairness, I think the other area would have been a lot more difficult to deal with than just a prison riot, one. And two, I understand why it says a very long time. I mean, it took us 2 whole sessions to get done with that fucking planet. It was like 8 hours, which had to be several days in game time. Alright, the warden himself is spearheading the riot. Yes, no one expected this. Master Castaglia is a nobleman from a respected governor house and a vassal to House Winterscale. All of a sudden, he proclaimed that Rykadphilia is now his personal domain, and that the prisoners were his subjects, and he would never bow to anyone again. It's pure heresy. And I take it they're looking forward to a diet of sand and gravel. What kind of madman would start a revolt on a barren rock? Got a solid point. He very well might be mad. Sounds like he might be. Why would young Winterscale have felt the need to parley with the dissents? It's a personal matter. Master Castaglia, the seditious warden, is Lord Yvain's childhood friend. When my lord heard of the riot, the news saddened him greatly, and so he rushed here without delay, in hopes of bringing his old friend to his senses, no doubt.
The first Winterscale in my memory, who prefers to talk first rather than shoot and slash.
Young Lord Winterscale is not his father's shadow. If he is determined to save his friend, he won't back down. I pray to the throne that he is alive and well. He's been gone for such a long time, and I really don't like this place. Is this prison riot connected to the Planetary Rebellion? It seems more likely that the Warden Castaglia learned about the rebellion in Rykad Minoris and decided to use the situation to his advantage. Can't say for certain. Perhaps no one can. Governor Manet has always preferred to shoot rebels rather than inquire about their motives and connections. Looking for a man by the name of Henrik von Calix. He is here, perhaps? Unless it's one of the prisoners or guards, then it seems unlikely. There are no shuttles in working order other than yours and mine. There's nothing else anyone could have used to reach this place. Is there anything else I should be apprised of before I set out? Some of the rebels have holed up in the barracks. I don't know how many, but given this is the only way through to where the negotiations are taking place, I would expect heavy resistance. Please take caution, your lordship. Lord Winterscale's guards mined the entrance so that the rebels couldn't get to the shuttle. Alright. I have no more questions. You may excuse yourself, pilot. She freezes for a moment before asking hesitantly, Your lordship, if I may have a minute of your time. I wouldn't ever have dared to trouble you with a personal matter, but the situation In any case, have you been to the capital of Reichad Minoris yet? What did it ask if you saw a man there? Communication officers by the name Jasper. This man. You need not worry. Jasper is alive. I met Jasper at the starport and saved his life. I expected some show of gratitude. You may name your firstborn after me, or whatever it is that commoners do to think they're hero. I'm half tempted to
firstborn after me.
I'm half tempted to choose that option because that is just a raw line. I kind of want to see what everyone else says to react to it. Remained disdainfully silent. Maybe if I was Abelard. Yes, of course, your lordship. We will. It is a great honor. She forces a smile, then with far graver sincerity she adds, and thank you for both saving Jasper and for letting me know he's alright. She bows, and you can tell by the desperation in her eyes that she is exhausted, frightened, and wishes to be off this planetoid as soon as possible. Yeah, there was a trap. You're right.
Yes, that's why I thought.
Disarm.
Success is the only outcome I accept.
Our post has been vacant for a long time. There's a layer of dust on every surface. Well, let's get into the barracks then.
I always keep my options open.
Into the barracks proper.
Into the barracks proper. And looking at the time,
Over there.
before we get started with that trap, it's about time for a break, I think. We're already 2 hours in. So we'll go ahead, take a quick 10-minute break, get back here at, let's say,
It's like 10 minutes from now.
yeah, 7:55.
That's how time works.
Shut up.
It's like a 10-minute break, and we'll get here 20 minutes later.
That's how time works. Anywho, we'll be back.
You insist.
You already did. If I insist, yes, I will transition. Hello and welcome back to more Let's Play Rogue Trader. We're midstream, buddies. We're about to take on a prison riot for those just tuning in.
Or a soldier without a squad.
No.
I will fight
Why?
alongside my sisters again. But my present fate is not a burden to me. No matter where I go, or who I am with, I bring death to heretics. That is what matters.
Could someone
I
use a
was
medkit on me
literally-
before that becomes a permanent injury?
I was moving people around it. I was setting things up to go disable that.
I wasn't
and
even
you just
tapped into the game.
charged straight through it.
I wasn't even tapped into the game. I was moving things around to get situated. Tapped
you know
over and saw my guy charge through it, and I went,
You know what? You're keeping that fresh injury. I hope you enjoy.
Heaven forbid I had clicked all the way up there
Is the key to success.
before
Charge
we
through
had
that one,
paused.
too.
You unpause the game, I take... You know what? You can keep
That wasn't
injury.
that wasn't even my fault. I clicked around on the other side, and his pathfinding made him run into it. That was not even my fault. Okay, well, you know what? Now
What
we
a
both
way
have
to
small
start back
injury.
up is right. Now
Come
we're
here.
equal. This
Come
is why we just...
Come here. Like, get rid of these. Get rid of these injuries. There. Jesus.
I'm starting to realize why we all had like 7 injuries by the end of that planet.
No, we have video evidence that it was in fact we kept dying. It wasn't because we kept walking into explosions. It was actually worse.
Oh.
Oh no!
We've been ambushed!
Oh no! Oh, we've been ambushed. We can't move.
Nope, we're just wherever we were.
Well, I actually was positioned exactly where I would have been anyway, so... What a way to start back up. Dodge him.
In the break, Logan was like, hoo-hoo, maybe we'll actually run into a fight. There you go. We're into a
Kick
fight.
me. Can you believe that I've been kicked?
Abelard
Oh no, they're doing it again! Oh no, he kicked me again! Okay. Okay, here.
The audacities of these mins.
Truly. It's like they don't even know that I'm holding a shotgun. They really should have thought about that one.
Well, you've now surely established its presence in their minds.
Oh, it's established already.
Introduce them.
If you insist.
Oh, I do. As your Lord Captain.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Yep, they're introduced.
Thoroughly.
Oh
Oh!
no! Wait, how are you able to run away?
Run and
That shouldn't
gun.
be a thing. Okay, well, Argent is dead, I guess. Oh well. She did not die.
Argenta, who did not die.
Reduced to dust.
Yeah, one of the reasons I also went on break was to take my allergy meds. I've got the sniffles. They came out of nowhere, too. I didn't expect them today just because it's been so hot, but it's been rainy. So, like, it's not been very pollen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the pollen levels have been all over the place.
It's just strange.
Ah, yes, they've gotten in perfect shotgun formation. This battle will be over soon.
Shotgun formation, you say?
Blown to smithereens, you say? And their wives? Blown to smithereens, you say?
Abelard, take this.
Not that!
Ha ha! Blown to smithereens, you say? Once again, I wish there was a dash.
As the tactical imperative dictates.
Don't you dare hit me, don't you dare hit me! Oh, I should have stretched. Abelard is Mike Wazowski.
Confirmed.
Abelard as played by Mike Wazowski.
Well, you know your
Anything else?
direction now whenever you have to do a style.
we can do one of those videos where it's like, you know, the Far Cry, but played by Cleveland.
Yeti confetti!
It's Abelard, but played by Mike Wazowski.
Sully's never gonna believe this. I was on TV! Show them the mighty...
The mighty King Dedede.
That's not where I was going. But, you know, now that we're there. Argenta as King DDD. I need a righteous fire to burn the heretics.
Let's get to it.
Ow. They keep doing this hit and run tactics. I'm not a fan.
Really starting to kick her in the kneecaps. She's bending over every turn. Too bad they're too short compared to her stature. They are only getting up to her shins. But smack a fella in the shins enough times, and yeah, they'll bend. Oh gosh, oh gee, the mighty Argenta. And Abelard.
Rude. That was very bad RNG on my part. That move should have that should have been enough to kill both these guys.
Don't let
Didn't
your
even kill
guard
one.
down.
These things do occur.
Dice rolls and all that, you know.
Yep, unfortunately, that is how it is.
Oh no, he threw a grenade between the bars.
Well, that's just
strategy. Killing the people who can't, you know, actively murder him right now.
Instead of turning around and dealing with the ones who are within
Actively
stabbing
doing it.
range. That was a bold move for someone who's within shotgun range.
A bold move. Someone within shotgun range.
Argenta. Introduce him.
Dodged.
That is rude. He has dash. He used it to run back and then forward back into your range. Enough for you to get an attack of opportunity and slice him to death.
Yes.
That was the dumbest move he could have done.
It will be done.
Emperors will be done. Praise. You shitting me?
Aha! But I have the dual wielding feats.
Ha
It actually came in handy. Look at that.
So it did. Hey, we didn't even die that round.
I don't make mistakes. I make profitable learning.
I mean, we did have to use 2
experiences.
medkits, but what can you do?
That was before the battle.
You're always
Inspect the
playing,
poster.
Cog. Don't you ever bore yourself? Do you even know what fun is? What about jokes, huh?
The concept of humor has been detected in the catalog. Demonstration. An ignorant layperson, a low-status candidate for servitorization, and a blasphemous orphan thief walk into a bar, deprived of the omnisci's blessing.
He
was
does
a
not
funny joke.
elaborate.
The
It's a funny joke,
premonition was
Pascal.
true.
Restained edges of the poster detach ever so slightly. It appears that it was frequently removed and rehung. Tear off the poster and
poster
examine the wall.
What do we have here? Goods?
Goods.
Goods and services?
Well, no services, but goods. These cages have been placed to plain view of the beds, side of the traces of blood and excrement. Yuck.
Goods and servitors?
Venerable Optimants, the best among us. This is faded and the names are barely legible. Perhaps typical prison food, repulsive to the senses. Goods.
Yep, that's a good alright.
Always keep
That's
your
a
eye on
good
the
all right.
price.
Die, you cur. The beds are bolted to the floor.
Experience? Nothing matters more.
Unlocked, you say? Lower warp, 95%. Check.
That wasn't so difficult.
Symbol before you bears a familiar scent of the dark forces of chaos. We got chaos workers here. Prison Diary of Auntie Sean Part 3. I think we had a Part 1, didn't we? And a Part 2.
Unexpected result.
Hold on. Let me read. Or
Nope.
not. I think this happened the last time I tried to read, too. Brother, the dawn is nigh. The optimist will guide you into a new existence. Yes, yes, dear brother. Have a taste of my steel. Oh, how I've longed for this, my dear brethren.
They worked well. Never mind.
Oh. Oh, they've got them ragdoll jitters. Thank the throne. Normal looking faces. We thought we were going to die here with these nutters. Please don't shoot us, your nobleness. Let us speak a word.
Oh well, this is a welcome change. Talking before shooting. Still, the look of this ragtag bunch hardly inspires trust.
Indeed. Hey, real quick, your mic is popping. Disconnect it and reconnect it, please. Give me a reason not to execute you
I'll
on the
totally
spot.
fix it.
I mean, it usually does. Here's the deal. We're honest, quiet inmates. We didn't want to riot. But, well, sitting it out wasn't really an option either. The warden's lapdogs made short work of those who refused to join in the festivities. So we had to, play along. That's all it was, play. We never meant no offense to Governor Ney with the lawful authority of household to scale. Give us a chance, eh? Just want to wait until everything blows over and go back to ourselves and quietly do the rest of our time. Pascal inquires demurely. Does the fact that the serf is presently confined and therefore has previously betrayed the trust of the Imperium's servants need to be vocalized? Or is it evident to the late persons uninitiated in the sacred mysteries of logic?
A repentant, honest heretic? How novel.
Judging by Abelard's tone, the seneschal is utterly unimpressed by the old man's ingratiating monologue.
Ingratiating.
Tell me more about the warden and the riot. Why soil your tongue talking about that, heretic? But if you insist, here's how it is. Warden on this here prison, the Honorable Master Castelgia, was a crackpot from the start. The previous warden ran things the proper way. Prayer, 1 meal a day, work, a bunch in the choppers from the guards, work again. The new one? You know what his first decree was. He introduced lunches and dinners. By the 9 devils, that's 3 meals a day. The man was obviously stark raving mad. Things only went downhill from there. The guards quit it with the teeth punching. The warden forbade them. Said the overseer started counting which prisoners were digging up more things in the quarry, or swinging their pickaxes harder and whatnot, and then, would you believe it, put together a list of the best workers. And if someone on that list also showed good behavior, that's when they get promoted to an optimate. That's the upper crust among us jailbirds. That's how it was at first, then the warden decided it's the optimates, not the guards, who should be in charge of punishments. That it wasn't the overseer's job to watch the prisoners work, it was the optimates. Well, let me tell you, that's when these goody two-shoes really started to shine. Guards aren't even the same league as our dear fellows, the optimates. The old days, we had maybe 5 or 10 stiffs kicking in a week. Now we're lucky if it was only 50. Wasn't even the end of it. Warden Cascalia moved out of his chambers to live right in the quarry under the dome. I think something in his new home really scrambled his brain. He began spouting the wildest things like the optimates of saints, who will behold the truth, and he started taking them to the quarry. Not all of them returned. The ones who did, you wouldn't recognize them. More beasts than men. They were butchering people left and right, even guards, and overseers. Warden himself had armed them. That's the whole sob story. But I knew it from the moment he let us have dinners. No, this won't end well. Adira nods knowingly. The old codger's right. Whenever the nobles start giving handouts to commoners, something always goes wrong. She notices your look and catches herself. I mean this with all due respect, your lordship. No offense intended. I spare you. What do I gain from it? Very well, I shall spare you. Consider your request denied. Now die. If I spare you, what do I gain from it? Now, how can a lowly jailbird hope to thank your noble self? Oh, I have an inkling. See us here, how should I put this, different from the rest of the prisoners in this place. We're all petty thieves from Rykad Menoris, debtors, gutter snipes. There's no one serious. Now we, your nobleness, are cut from a different cloth altogether. We're fortune seekers from the void. Why don't we tell you we're on Footfall Station, you know Footfall, the only shipyard in the best market of the Cronus Expanse, yes so. Where on Footfall you can find some very serious business-minded people, and how you can get yourself a very special discount from them on a very special goods. What kind of very serious people? Most serious kind, your nobleness. Have you heard of the Fellowship of the Void? The largest pirate alliance, the Expanse. There is no leader, of course, but there are some terribly serious captains who just decided that cutting each other's throats over loot was, what do you call it? Counterproductive. But cutting throats together, now that's anti-counterproductive. Well, their joint effort leave them with an excess of spoils, so they need to dispose of it somehow. And I, your nobleness, just happen to know someone who handles such things on behalf of those very serious people. You're pirates, I came across a void ship belonging to your associates. They're planning to break you out. The man grunts, huffs, then makes up his mind. Well, now that's out of the bag. Our fellows were supposed to come get us a long time ago. They got tied up somewhere. Void Kraken's gullet with them. And all that time we had to... This happened. Pardon me for trying to pull the synth wool over you. It's just, we want nothing to do with this whole warden nonsense. So what now? Will you let us go? Adira cracks her neck. Sure, no problem. Today you tell us a little lie. Tomorrow you stick a torpedo in our side from that ship of yours. If it doesn't fall apart the moment our helmsman sneezes in its general direction. Okay, so they were lying to us this entire time. But technically, they aren't heretics, right? But they are definitely pirate scoundrels. What do you think? Do we kill them or not?
I mean, I'm on board with either.
I mean, we didn't kill the other pirates right out for trade. But these guys don't have anything to trade
Nothing
with us.
to offer.
So...
I see nothing of value to be gained from this scenario.
Oh, I see something of value to be gained. Experience points. Consider your request denied. Now die!
Heretic. That wasn't even a fight. We just executed them. I mean, I know they didn't have any way of living, but I expected them to fist fight or something.
We gained 7 experience.
Well,
they weren't even worth a lot of experience.
We did get experience, I suppose.
Ha-ha!
I mean, there's only so much experience you can gain from executing unarmed people.
I mean, yeah, that is true.
Success is an irrefutable
Oh yeah, that locker was the whole reason I came over here. Did it at least have anything good in it?
I didn't really pay attention.
Okay, well.
Cargo, trophy. There might have been a gun. Looks like it had an axe in it.
Lovely.
And a prison guard key. That sounds kind of useful.
A prison guard key to unlock the door that we had to unlock to get into this room.
Fair enough. Now,
Nice.
before that cutscene, I found a diary page, and I need to pick up the third diary page, which is on this table, and then I shall do them a reading.
Oh, it's time for the reading segment of the stream.
More
Everyone
words, you
strap
say.
in. We've got 12 paragraphs
Long
to get
one.
through.
Oh boy, Prison Diary of Auntie Sean Part 1. Rock shit! Why me? Why? I missed my tithe payment 12 years ago. 12 years! The inspector's writ got lost somewhere in the bowels of the planetary administratum and was lying there this whole time, but they made sure to remember to tack on the fines every month. By the time they found the blasted paper and finally informed me, the total sum was so obscene it would take 3 generations of my descendants, if I had any, to pay it off. My fate was sealed. Trial, sentence, prison. All because of some daft rotter who shoved my paper in the wrong box. Be fair, I think we're going off pretty easy. I bet in the barracks is about as hard as that slab of rockcrete I've got as a home. Working in the quarry ain't much tougher than my old job. The rules? Void take me. That old sod that governs Riken Minoris is a bloody sadist by comparison. It's a strange old place. I haven't beaten once yet. Guards bark orders all the time. They never hit us. We also got this kind of inner circle of special chosen prisoners. The Optimatum, they call it. You can get in, Emperor as my witness. You get an actual day off. They let you out of your cell and into the yard by the big barracks. And I tell you what, they let you rest there and feed you better than whatever swill they're giving us in this canteen. They told me it's to improve our motivation and all that, to foster a stronger desire to reform and become a worthy servant of the Imperium once more. But I know it for what it is, just a club of the Warden's favorites. Same story as everywhere else. Suck up to the people in power and get some swanky perks. Say the whole thing was the Warden's idea. Funny man, old Warden. He looks more noble than nobility itself. Tall, groomed, teeth even, eyes burning, boots so polished you can see yourself when you move to lick 'em. That nutter doesn't much want people licking his boots. He walks around looking like he's deep in thought, all right. but only a couple of guards at his side, and he sometimes, if you can believe it, talks to prisoners. What's your name, he asks them, all quiet-like. Why were you condemned? Do you feel remorse? Never even yells at no one, never orders to have them flogged. Said he doles rewards out to the special ones. Keeps telling us things like how we should strive to make society believe in us again. Uh-huh. Whatever you say, Master Warden. Starting tomorrow, I'll be trying to join these optimates of yours. Stuck in here till the day I die. That means no return to society for me. But with the Emperor's help, I might just join the rank of the local elite. That was part 1. Part 2. That's part 3! I swear the Emperor has forsaken me. Guess who just came down to the shuttle gangway among the fresh batch of prisoners? Clenson Throw Damned Willia. Former administrative clerk. No, the clerk. The very same scum who lost their writ about the missing payment. He's the reason I'm in this hole. I don't know what they threw him in for, but I've never felt better in my life. He's not just behind the same bars as me. He's fresh meat. I'm venerable optimate, respected by everyone in the colony. One just came up with a new improvement. From now on, anyone who underperforms, misbehaves, or causes trouble any other way is to be punished by the community. Specifically by the local best and brightest, yours truly, the Optimates. The last 2 sods who failed to meet the quota were stripped naked, whipped, and thrown into cages in the big barracks, where they have to eat, sleep, and shit now that everyone watching. Thought to myself then, that isn't right. They've taken these punishments too far. But now? you wait, you piece of grok shit. I'll get you for something. Those cages are calling your name. Part 3. Scared. Should have known all the charity from the Warden was going to bring nothing but trouble. No noble, no matter how balmy, would pull anything of the sort. But that man? Start with the little things. Warden would come by to talk as he did. Except he used to ask us questions before. Now he's mostly gushing sermons. Some gibberish about a path to purgation. The sanctity of sacrifice. Seeing with blinded eyes. Listened and nodded. Yes, Master Warden, of course, Master Warden. Could say whatever rubbish he wanted, as long as the tasty Optimate meals kept coming. Thought everyone else was doing the same, nodding just to please the big man. I was wrong. After that, people in the barracks started yapping on about purgation and blindness too. Apparently us Optimates were no longer just the Warden's favourites. We were, Emperor forgive me, prophets of some kind, who were meant to save the rest of the sorry lot. Or awaken them. Or make them see. Some rubbish along those lines. People are now supposed to make sacrifices to Optimates. Yesterday, the sap who slept in the bed under me, in my first year here, cut off his own damn ear and crawled on his knees towards me. He handed me the ear and begged me not to forsake him when the faithful hour came. What the throne am I supposed to do with an ear? Why is every single one, staring at me all the time? One said this time was nigh, that fate had truly great things in store for the Optimates. Went to look how my good friend Clenson was doing. He hadn't spoken for 3 months, ever since I had all this top teeth ripped out. Spoke today. He looked straight at me and said, "Dead man." Keep hitting him until it hurt me. Now my fist... Excuse me. Now my fists and feet are all bruised. Half the barracks stood there and watched. Prayed. Scared. And that was a dramatic reading of 3 journal pages.
God forbid we find a page 4.
Did you not appreciate my reading? I thought I did pretty well. Very much in character, thank you. To the main level!
This is the main one.
Okay.
We did it.
We
We
did
won.
it. The open pit. Dead guard did not have time to draw a weapon. The attack must have come as a surprise. Random recollection, but Sky Children of the Light is soon to host a Van Gogh event, learning the man's history and getting to explore his artwork as 3D spaces. That's interesting.
That's interesting.
It's gonna feel weird to see a fully rendered face in Sky.
Yes.
Build a bridge!
I think it might be too late for that. Feel like we've burned all our bridges.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
To the warden's office. Mayhaps we'll find incriminating evidence in here. The Foe Hammer, a 9 to 14 damage pistol. Saturated cape. When the wearer uses Endure, they immediately remove one of the effects on them in the following order. Burning, Toxin, and then Bleeding. And then a couple of Force Grenades. Some good goods in there.
Pay attention.
Diviner's Staff, 4 to 8 damage. Gas Cloud Grenade. A medkit. Now one of those medkits we wasted wasn't wasted. It's been replaced. It's almost like we didn't step on a bomb as soon as we started the second part of the session.
Nice.
And here I was hoping we'd find Journal 4. Damn. Out we go, back to the main level. For context, practically all faces are just masks. That is interesting.
I always have a backup plan.
Alright, looks like we need to be heading down that way.
To the open pit, my good sir. We've made it to the open pit, my good sir.
In the pit, you say?
Nothing bad can happen down here.
Yeah,
Makes spirit.
Christians on the outside of
Nothing
the
matters more.
structure indicate some regularly occurring natural phenomena, possibly poison gas emissions. Okay, so there might be poison gas down here.
Never doubt me.
The victim was killed by poison gas,
by
you
poison
say?
gas. I'm gonna guess there's definitely poison gas down here.
Poison gas.
I'm pretty
you say.
confident in my assessments.
Deadly poison gas. Alright.
This is definitely gonna start like a battle or something. Yep, there it is.
Yep, there it is. Warden Casquilla. I told you, Evie.
I was just gonna say let me back up first, but here we go.
No! You will play the card you have been dealt. This is now inscription. Sacrifices must be made.
Indeed.
I told you, Evie.
Shame I'm the one with the medkits.
God damn it, no! Rewind. They're hiding so much from us. Arrogant mentors, holy brothers and sisters. What have they ever given us? Nothing but a pile of fibs and useless admonitions. The voice of the man standing with his back to you sounds almost soft, heedless of everything but what is in front of him. He leans over a prisoner dressed in expensive clothing. But Aurora, she is different. She spoke with me like no one ever had before. She revealed the truth to me, and now I can reveal it to you. If you just stop struggling for 1 minute. What? The man finally realizes he is not alone and turns to you. He is clutching a long, thin metallic rod with blood dripping off of it. We have a guest. From the Von Valancius ship, I would wager. Evie, my dear, you will have to wait. Do not faint, I beg of you. It's important that you feel everything, including your other eye. How do you know who I am? Lies have many faces, but there is only one truth. It has been laid bare before me. I knew the enemy of the truth would come here sooner or later. I know we had this guy once. He was a quiet one. One day, he walked into a middle deck bar, threw one back, and then pulled out a gun, started shooting people left and right without saying a word. Then he shoved the barrel in his mouth and blew his brains out. Our warden here has exactly the same look in his eye right now. Who's that on the table? My sincerest apologies. Where are my manners? Please allow me to introduce Yvain Winterscale, the younger son of Caligos Winterscale in the flesh. You know, you were so close to witnessing the truth right before you interrupted our little chat. Abelard shakes his head somberly.
That poor fool! I knew nothing good would come of his naive attempt at negotiating with heretics. However, Yvain appears to still be alive. If we make haste, we might yet save him. Having a scion of House Winterscale in your debt would certainly prove beneficial.
Alright. What madness have you wrought in this prison? What is a man? Nothing but a miserable pile of secrets. But enough talk. I'm here to quell a riot, by means far from diplomatic. What madness have you wrought in this prison? Do you truly wish to know? He becomes more animated and runs a hand through his matted hair. You note it has been some time since he last trimmed his nails. This was my garden, where I tried to grow the seedlings of a beautiful future. That was before I realized that there is no future. But not in the sense ordinary people understand. We are too attached to this life, to the limitations of our weak bodies, the short-sightedness of our eyes that can scarcely see. It is also insignificant. True future lies beyond real space, and the only way to reach it, cleansing sacrifice. Do you understand? Why did you mutilate these people? These are my optimates, saints who will guide the flock as the fated hour. He pauses and smiles. Can you hear? You can't? They're crying out, calling. Except the cries are not meant for our ears. They cast their voices out there, beyond the edge of the glass, into the transparent quiet. There, they are heard. There, their call is answered. Rogue Trader, every moment spent on talking to this heretic could be a moment spent destroying him and committing this place to purifying flames. Isn't it time we got started? Step away from the hostage at once. Hostage? How rude! Young Winterscale is my guest and dearest friend. He came here himself to visit his old acquaintance and have a heartfelt talk. And I am merely showing him some appropriate hospitality to commemorate our reunion. As if echoing his words, Yvain lets out a weak moan. Well, we might be able to learn more about this Aurora fella. Who's Aurora? Oh! So you've managed to barge in here and interfere with the prophetess's designs without even knowing who she is. But it's too late now. You will never attain sight. All you can do is accept your fate. Suddenly stirs like a predatory beast. I do not like it when people take the prophetess Aurora's name in vain. I desire your death, enemy of truth. Warden raises his hands and the main people start thrashing about in their death throes. Time for words past. Optimates, give your power to this harbinger of Aurora. Let our foes see the truth, or become awash in blood.
I'll make an example out of you. Come to chaos.
Hey, battle!
A
Where am
brawl is surely brewing.
I gotta go find my people.
Argenta is all the way up at the top.
Oh, that's
Everyone else is clumped down to here together.
something, I suppose.
Could be worse. Could be worse.
Unfortunately, if they all decide to turn around and attack her, she's dead. But oh well.
Can you get through here? Oh, you won't know until... I will move Daniel back here so Abelard has clear space. I just thought about it. We might have completely blocked you in otherwise. No, they got more
Abelard
unholy
got first
lenses
in the
here.
initiative. This is, I think, the first time ever that he's gotten first on the initiative.
For real, though. I was looking in the mood
let's
to
see.
play the Belmont mod in Risk of Rain 2. Risk of Rain 2 has
I
all the
love a
mods,
good
doesn't
Belmont.
it?
Everyone loves a good Belmont.
Well, it's a shame when we get the bad ones. There are 3 unholy lenses in this battlefield. Be careful.
Okay, well,
We
it's
thought one
not
was
going to let me charge that way. That's unfortunate. So I suppose I will charge this way.
Happens. Brace yourself. Endure. You know, with that endure spell, I can almost shoot you with the at all costs spell without actually damaging you at all.
Out of my way.
Indeed.
Indeed. Oh god, no, they're after Argenta, who also got the top of the turn order. Time to see what a shotgun blast does to someone's face. It obliterates them!
Wow! Who would have guessed? Let's see the instant replay on that one, Jim.
You know, there's actually an option for me to set that up in OBS. It is not currently set up now, but that would have been
replay on that one, Jim.
absolutely hilarious. Yeah, I think there is.
Bazoom!
There are a ton of mods for Risk of Rain 2. Most recently, one from memory is someone being commissioned to make a playable Whooper with a passive for unique statuses from water and ground attacks. That is an interesting way to play that.
Let's get to it.
We've been playing Total Warhammer 3, and recently we ran into the Crustacean Nation mod, which allows you to play as a race of crabs. And we actually just realized that one of the custom worlds for Archipelago being worked on is Total Warhammer 3. And I mentioned that because I went ahead and tried that
Let's make some
mod,
opportunities.
and woo boy.
Who even taught you to fight like this?
It was a great time. Absolutely fun time. Crab rave intensifies indeed.
Many such jokes.
Many such jokes. I have a 0% chance of hitting the guy in front of me, but the guy way back there, he's at least a 56.
It's as good as done.
Got him.
I'd consider him dead, 100%. Pascal. Enlighten them.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
Pascal!
Well,
Sir! Well,
Request.
sometimes the mighty must bide their time to be mightier later. He was charging.
Will do.
Oh! Missed.
Not this Grayer's job.
Target is too far away, and because she's shot, she can't move.
Was
She can use it on you,
that
though.
you? Or
Chaos guides me.
This character is also a fun Risk of Rain 2 character mod. A lot of inspiration from Square Enix games, mostly Kingdom Hearts, with references from other action games and RPGs to boot. Interesting. Yeah, admittedly, I've not looked a lot into Risk of Rain 2 mods. Risk of Rain 2 has always been like a fun little romp that I play every once in a while. But I haven't really, like, dug into it. Most of the time when it comes to mods, I usually only do mods that, like, enhance graphics of pre-existing systems, you know what I mean? I don't usually do, like, major game-changing mods. Like, the Crustacean Nation's probably been, like, one of the only mods where I've done a major game changer. Hunk from Resident Evil is also pretty interesting. Yeah, you've mentioned Hunk before. He brings Nemesis with him, both as a playable character and as an enemy if you take the Stars badge. Yeah, you've mentioned the Hunk mod before. I've written that down as one that I want to try eventually when I'm in the mood to play it again. Shotgun blast to the face! It does the body bad. Oh yeah, that's why we needed to be destroying the unholy lenses. He'll just keep respawning. I remember there was a reason we destroyed them. I just couldn't remember what it was.
Well, that was a waste. Okay.
Oh.
Ow. So how's everyone feeling about that Kingdom Hearts 4 teaser? They shrunk Sora's feet down to reasonable size. I say we riot.
He doesn't have clown shoes anymore. It's much upsetting.
Taking calculated risk is my second nature.
No, overall, I think it's interesting. The main issue that I'm running into with it currently is I never ended up playing Union Cross, and apparently all the characters in the trailer were straight from Union Cross. So that means it's important, and they've delisted the game so you can't really play it anymore. So my only way to experience it would be to watch someone else's playthrough, which isn't necessarily bad. But,
bad planning on their part.
Definitely bad planning on their part to delist it right before the game where it mattered to know who they were. Because you could get by with Kingdom Hearts 3 and not knowing who they were. But it seems like with this one specifically, yeah, you're going to need to know the lore from that game specifically. So that is definitely a bold choice. Now, from what I've heard others speculate online, they think that this choice was made exclusively so that they could do a different project with that era, kind of like in the same vein as Birth by Sleep, where instead of having it be a mobile game, they do a very specific title that is just centered around that period of time. Obviously, we don't know that for a fact, because there's literally no evidence pointing to the fact that they'd be doing that, but,
It's a nice thought.
It is a nice thought, Matt. Okay, Idira, you have grenades, don't you? You do. Deals 5 energy damage within the area and pushes the targets away. Fire grenade. Let us throw the fire grenade.
It's on fire.
It is on fire. I don't know if that thing will actually take fire damage or not. But it is on fire.
It is a metal contraption. Metal contraptions don't care about fire.
Okay, I made it increasingly difficult to go up and damage this thing.
Yeah, no melee fighters can't attack it.
Bless my heart, I tried. And Idira, that is your turn.
Death to the weak.
If you tempt me, I will certainly try to pull you through the wild world of Risk of Rain 2 mods. I already have a multiplayer mod pack saved for anyone I can play it with. I can't stop laughing at the fact that Kingdom Hearts 4 news was in the Nintendo Direct of all things. It completely avoided every other presentation, including Summer Game Fest. You know what? That is such a weird choice, but I think the reason Square Enix specifically chose that is because the Kingdom Hearts stuff was coming from cloud only to full support on the Switch 2. So I think that is the thought pattern, and they didn't want to spoil that in Summer Game Fest since they were slotted later on. That's the only reason that makes sense to me. But it is a bold choice, because I wouldn't necessarily say that Kingdom Hearts fans specifically would have been waiting for the Summer Games Fest for that. I would have assumed they probably would have done it when they usually do that kind of thing, which would have been during the either the Summer Game Fest itself or during Sony's State of Play, because they tend to do their announcements in the PlayStation lineup, just because they were PlayStation specific for so long in the past. So yeah, doing it in the Nintendo Direct was a very bold choice. But yeah, I have heard if you could find the APK, or if you had at one time had downloaded the Union Cross, you could still do the theater mode, and you can do the Dark Road part of it, because the Dark Road part of it wasn't online to begin with. So you could still do that part. But you can't do the base game normally, and as far as I've seen online, there's still no way to like emulate the servers or anything like a private server to play through the game. But I will be keeping an eye out. I will be keeping an eye out. Because if there does become a server, I will probably finally decide to play through it. Delta Room Chapter 5 is in a couple of weeks, and the way it opened makes me want to see a Pikmin game directed by Toby Fox. That is very true. We were both confused. We both said Pikmin at first, and then it was Toby Fox who popped up out of the weeds, and we both went, huh? Audibly.
Explorers know one route forward.
Did you miss? Bruh! You are point blank range, Pascal. Why are you failing me this session? Bruh! Yeah, I need to get around to playing Chapter 3 and 4. I haven't played them yet. Honestly, at this point, I might as well just wait for the entire game to release and play them all in one go. I mean, I managed to get by without 3 and 4 spoilers, so surely I could get by without 5 spoilers.
Oh. I suppose I will continue not talking to you about Deltarune then.
You're caught up, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you played through Undertale Yellow.
Yeah.
Which is unrelated, but...
Still good?
Eh. At the rate he's going, we can't have much longer before 6 and 7 release. And he's been pretty good about it. It's been every about, like, 3 months or so I'd imagine the entire rest of it will be done.
What?
Huh?
Did you just say he's been releasing a chapter every 3 months?
Here recently, yes. Since 3 and 4, it's only been a few months, hasn't it?
It's been like a year and a half.
Has it? I've been out of it. I haven't really been paying attention, I'm sorry.
June of 25, so it's been a year.
Yeah, okay. My bad.
Yeah. You were like, it's only been a couple months. 12 of them?
That's a couple. My apologies.
No, you just...
I could not have been more astoundingly wrong.
You were so wrong, it caught me off guard. I genuinely thought I misunderstood what you were trying to say.
Nope, I was just stupid.
Just caught me off guard, that's all.
Never really thought of Risk of Rain 2. Don't know how much of the DLC you've gotten, so I actually... If you actually play it, you'd like me playing the content you haven't gotten yet. I think I've gotten
barely
one DLC.
touched Risk of Rain 2.
Yeah. I believe I've gotten one DLC, like the Void Walker DLC or some shit like that.
And even then, I have no idea if you've seen the content in it.
No, I don't even think I've unlocked the full base roster yet.
We've played it like 3 times.
I've not played it a lot. How much
The
damage?
VR mod's supposed to be really good.
I would die.
Yeah, having that many enemies flying around me would be... I played the Iron Man VR game recently.
Did you? Did you like it?
Yeah. Yeah. It was alright. You could tell it didn't have the biggest budget, but VR games never do.
They usually don't. Yeah, you're right.
But there was a really cool set piece where, like, at the beginning of the game, where you're flying on a plane, like on his private jet, and then, like, a hole gets blasted in and you fall out of the jet. You're, like, free-falling. Like, that was pretty neat.
Interesting.
You have to, like, catch the Iron Man suit pieces while you're flying through the air.
Remind me, if I do run and gun, do I get another attacker now?
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Yes, I do. Okay.
Run and gun replenishes your movements and your attacks.
Pascal, I swear.
My vow is to serve.
You missed again!
You're hitting the cover. You're hitting the crate. You need to move, like, in front of the lens.
This is silly.
Running binary override.
If you read the log,
Yeah, it says I'm hitting
says
cover.
you're hitting the cover.
What is this foreboding?
The VR mod is deprecated. Okay, so it doesn't work anymore. That's a shame. I heard it was really good. even had it working on like with official multiplayer support.
Interesting.
Oh well. Like I said, I'd probably get even I would probably get a little motion sickness with that much happening on screen.
It's total chaos. Absolute chaos in normal play. I would literally lose myself doing a VR run. I get woozy playing Skyrim. Like, come on. The longest I've ever lasted is when we were playing the VR escape simulator. Which was some really fun stuff.
Why can't I do it? Oh, I can't use my sniper at all when I'm in melee range?
Yeah, not at all.
Even if I'm not targeting the guy next to me?
I believe it's...
That's
yeah.
incredibly annoying.
Said the Samus mod was also deprecated. Seeing the Metroid Prime HUD in VR was so cool. You know, I think Dolphin has VR capabilities. So if you really wanted to, you might be able to hook up a VR mod and play the Metroid Prime trilogy that way.
I'm enraged.
Might be worth considering.
Yeah, there's a build of Dolphin that does do VR, but it's definitely
Prototype.
definitely a prototype.
Work in progress, indeed. Logan was playing, or testing, rather, King Kong on the GameCube with it. And then,
Yeah, it does inject VR into it. It'll do it with any game. It's just you'll have a lot of fun messing with settings.
Yeah,
It's very touchy.
he tried getting it set up for his friend to take a look at it, and then it suddenly decided to give up on life and not work as soon as he was like, hey, yeah, I got it working. Here, check it out.
Cleanses the body.
As things are usually wont to do.
Unfortunately, he moved away, giving me an attack of opportunity, which killed him, putting him back at full health.
These
not
things do happen.
If you could move Pascal properly this time,
I'll see to
and not shoot the cover again. Because well, yep, that'll do it. Because I also hit that cover when I shot at it
Jesus
with Argent.
Christ.
You would think we would have destroyed that box by now.
You would think.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Request approved.
There is movement in the Empyrean. What an unfortunate turn of fate.
And just like that, he's
Dealt
dead.
with. And we've leveled
And we
up.
leveled up again!
Bless. Anyway, yeah, Risk Creator lets you share your DLC with your lobby, and you can toggle content on and off as well. So take that info how you will. I was aware of that because the one who tried to get us into it was one of our friends, Andrew, and he shared the DLC with us while we were playing. Granted, we do own it now. At least the DLC that had been released at that time. I don't believe we've been properly introduced. Blood is bubbling on the young man's lips, and his voice is barely audible, but even now it remains melodious and quite courteous. Evane, Winterscale, Af, Cronus, greatly pleased to make your acquaintance. What have they done to you? Conserve your strength. You are wounded and need help. I must take my leave. I will see to it that assistance is provided to you and that you are escorted from here. I must take my leave. Your pilot will take you to Governor Monet. Finish him off. I cannot be certain that you aren't infected by the corruption as your friend was. Accept your death. What have they done to you? The one, my friend, tried to convince him to stop the riot. Diplomacy failed. Speaking is a struggle, but he continues stubbornly. Father hates diplomacy, which is why I had to try. Alright. Conserve your strength. You are wounded and need help. Wounded? I would have phrased it altogether differently. Tortured and maimed, perhaps. You ever had your eyes burned out? This is my first time. Can't say I recommend the procedure. He is either trying to make light of the situation or growing delirious from the pain. I must take my leave. I will see to it that assistance is provided to you and you are escorted from here. He nods, giving in to oblivion. Indeed. Loot! 2 axes. 3 axes, a gun, and a carapace. And now for the big one. Noble Sword, 7 to 12 damage. On a hit, the sword attacks and inflicts the disturbed effect on the target for 2 rounds. Interesting. A las pistol, who cares? An improved armored body glove. Which is somehow worse than what I'm currently wearing. Fair enough. Anything else of the interest? There's a guy all the way over here. Basic las gun. This guy up here and some goods.
A noble sword, you say?
Covered in blood, you say?
No, but it will be. It will be.
Soon. And now I should level up. This archetype rank, characters gain talents that grant passive bonuses and improvement.
Oh yeah, the new DLC officially launched, and they also changed how the talents are grouped in the UI. Just as I remember reading that in the changed look.
I see.
So it is the UI is ever so slightly different. That's the discrepancy.
Well, I hadn't noticed it yet, but I will soon, I'm sure.
Well, the last time we leveled up, it was a special ability, so it didn't matter. But this level up is definitely a talent.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying now, yeah. That is an improvement. In my humble opinion. Alright, what do I want? I like the move. Enough bullets for everyone. The soldier's second attack, action in a turn, deals plus 13% more damage to enemies that have not suffered damage from the soldier during the turn. Don't you worry, there will be bullets for everyone. 1 for the enemies, 2 for the traders. The effect of the iconic sidearm is now active when a pistol is equipped in either hand. When the commissar uses at all costs while shooting from behind the recipient, the bonuses granted by the effect are doubled. Well, I know I have to do that. I at least do that every turn. Every combat. And we will up our fellowship, I think. Alright. Idira. You can up your logic. And willpower. And Pascal. You, my good friend. Logic. And ballistic skill so that it evens out with your weapon skill. One more Risk of Rain 2 mod comes to mind. Someone made a fully customizable tank with every piece affecting vehicle stats and appearance and abilities. You can even change its colors and hull parts. That seems very in-depth. And that is the riot on Rykad Philia taken care of. I'd say we did a good job. Quick, simple, to the point. We got her done. Like a good servant of the Emperor should.
Indeed.
Indeed. Shall we return to the ship?
Yep.
Well, we gotta go tell this guy's pilot to come pick him up.
Keep your wits about you.
Raquel? The rebellion has been crushed. I have news of your lord. She anxiously pitches forward. Is Lord Winterscale alive? Is he alright? He is safe and in one piece. I shall receive him as a guest on my ship, so ready the shuttle. He's alive but badly wounded to help my people get him to my ship.
I shall receive him.
As a guest on my ship, so ready the shuttle. Visible relief on the pilot's face. Clicking her heels together, she cheerfully barks out, "Consider it done, your lordship. Thank you for the good news." I have no more questions. Excuse yourself.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Almost missed out on these sweet, sweet goods. Goodbye. Turn to the void ship. Huzzah! Another successful excursion.
A mission well executed.
Indeed. Shall we go back to the bridge and speak with him?
Yeah. We'll probably wind things down, I suppose.
Eh,
Can you believe it's already 9 o'clock?
indeed. Alright, where are you, Mr. Quintuscale? He might not be on the bridge. If I remember right, he's actually downstairs. Yeah, I think that is the case. To the other compartment. He, I believe... Well, I guess we could try the Void Ship Shrine, and then the chapel. Every ship in the Imperium has shrines. This is where the servants of the ecclesiarchy watch over the purity of the crew's faith and fortify its members' spirits on journeys after journey through the dark corners of the galaxy where unthinkable horrors lurk. He does not appear to be here.
Why
I remember
have we not
he's like in a
explored the
lounge.
full extent of our ship yet?
We have not. You are correct. We can look around here real quick, though.
This could be an opportunity.
Oh? Inside the class, I am wrath, I am cleansing whoever wields me. Walk in the footstep of... What did that do over here? All?
I always get the job done.
Among the antique weapons, you spot the maul known as the Furum Fatum. It has it... its head split when it cracked open the skull of the loathsome Daemon Brenzar the Flayer. Interesting choice. Looks like there's like a green light that had popped up over there.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
And
Yeah, like
someone
that.
has to stay on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we have 5 members, so we can figure out all the spots where it needed to be pressed.
Ready for data input.
Did I mention that my whispers tell me jokes? Jokes that once said aloud make your...
I didn't mean to click that, but... Whoops.
We're clicking it now. You recite a prayer, the one you remembered best.
Nice.
Nice.
Congratulations.
I also recited a prayer. Anima, fragment of the cathedral. Soul is 6. Okay.
That's how it's done.
Record Rabbit, Olma, Univala. Okay. Yeah, there might be other buttons to activate other positions here that we've just not quite found
Always
yet.
keep your eye on the prize.
That's how I see it at any rate. So you're standing there. get off it and get back on.
Did you want something?
I have a nose for profit and a taste for adventure.
Another button's over here. That's number 2. Okay.
My
Number
whispers
3,
crave
we could try this one.
entertainment.
No, that is incorrect. Okay. Get off, get back on.
I will lead us to fortune.
It didn't do it.
Try it again. I still have my character standing on the button over here. That was entirely my bad. Okay. Where is another button that looks like that? That one I imagine is the last one. So I think I actually know what the proper order is now. Everyone off the buttons.
Fate and fortune favor the bold.
Alright, you stand on that. I'll stand on this.
Risks.
The next one should be
Yes?
this one over here. Next one is going to be this one here. And the last one is the one with Argenta.
Alright.
What's a peculiar
Hooray, a puzzle we actually solved.
Bless.
How rare.
For the Unquenchable Fury Maul, it does 9 to 11 damage. Very interesting. Well, ho ho ho, I say that was a success. Shall we take a look in the other hole?
Oh, it looks fancy.
Did it do better than one of your chain swords?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it was better.
Always keep my options open.
Alright. How about the chapel? Indispensable astropaths are instrumental in establishing communication between worlds and ships on the scale of an entire immense galaxy. To continually exposed to the Immaterium's terrors, many of the psychers perish, go insane, or even meet a fate worse than death.
Ugh, they're staring at me with their burnt eyes like I'm a leper. I'm just passing through, alright? So you lots can calm down.
Bunches hit astropaths. Once again, does not appear to be any kind of here's many clothes with strips of paper. Sorts the results raw mental images based on okay. Yeah, maybe we just not unlocked it yet, but there should be like a lounge or something somewhere on the ship. And I think that's supposed to be where we can find Winter Scale.
But this guy's playing the piano.
There's a whole organ and everything. Next, ready for the choir master along with the list of meanings of their known images. That is a very striking scene.
Zachary Wise.
Yes, our
That's weird. He
astropathic
isn't wise at all.
whatever master.
Our organ player.
He is now. Oh. Last beacon cannot be saved from the 13th storm. The last father's beloved son will open his yawning maw.
Yes.
Whatever that means. Oblivion is inevitable. After the boundless sunset comes the horrific sunrise, brought forth into a wailing world from the womb of... Ooh! We've lost another one, boys. Well, they cleaned that up real fast.
We run a tidy ship.
Business as usual.
I always have a backup plan.
Yep. Looks like we will not be seeing him this day. Unless he's in our personal quarters specifically. He could be in the captain's quarters. I doubt it. I think they're supposed to be somewhere else. Officer's deck, perhaps. And we've just not unlocked that yet. We'll check the Lord Captain's quarters real quick, though. Yeah, I didn't think so. Perform your ablutions.
But think about the ablations we can perform.
Oh, I'm performing them. They brought me brownies? Fuck yeah. I'll abulate all day.
But then they get soggy.
Soothing water caresses your senses, and your grateful muscles welcome the chance to rest. Pleasant languor spreads through your body as you allow yourself a moment of quiet relaxation. Address the master of abulations. I wish to see someone from my retinue. Address the enforcers. You two, get in here. I require company and pleasant conversation. Can I just ask for can I get Abelard in this bath with me? Which of the Abelard? I simply cannot bathe without my little seneschal. At once! Claps his hands together in a businesslike manner, and there's an ominous glint in his unaugmented eye.
Lord Captain, what a fortunate rarity to find you at leisure. Since you have nothing else to occupy your time, I will give you a lecture on the history of House von Valancius. I would not be doing my duty if I did not start from the beginning.
Why do I have to listen to a lecture? I promise you that I studied the history of the dynasty in my spare time. I already know the dynasty's history. Clutch your head. Oh no. Suddenly, I do not feel so. Enlighten me. Abelard clears his throat and looks smug.
As I was saying, we shall begin with the origins of your noble lineage.
Logic test succeeded. Abelard provides you with a daunting amount of information, but you still learn quite a lot about your dynastic history, whether you want to or not. Abelard's mustache twitches and he purses his lips in evident satisfaction.
That is enough for today, your lordship. Permit me to leave you while you contemplate what you've learned.
You are alone once more. You two, get in here. I require company and pleasant conversation. The enforcers exchange a puzzled glance. Do you mean us, your lordship? There is no need to be shy. Relax with me for a moment. Orders received, your lordship. We will commence relaxation immediately. Why did we suddenly get the hot spring episode of an anime going on? The enforcers
That's definitely one way to end an episode.
Are lean and muscular. They sit down awkwardly in the tub. Clearly fighting the urge to stand at attention. What would you like to talk about, your lordship? We await your orders. You seem tense. Your orders are to enjoy some of this food, Nemesis. Forces are barely able to conceal their excitement as they shove delicacies into their mouths and wash them down with obscenely expensive drinks. They have never experienced anything like this before and likely never will again. It is a feast they will not soon forget, a story they will tell their grandchildren someday. Tell me about yourselves. Do you have any other responsibilities besides guarding these chambers? For hundreds of years, our clan has been responsible for ensuring the rogue trader's safety during times of leisure and relaxation. I guard the bath chamber just as my grandmother did before me. She trained me herself and instructed me in my duties. This bath chamber can be more dangerous than a battlefield sometimes. You can slip on a wet tile. You can choke, drown. The water is too hot, you can burn yourself, and if it's too cold, you can freeze. There have been many cases where angry machine spirits have released sparks of their fury in the water, and of course, there have been numerous assassination attempts, and... The woman stops abruptly as the other enforcer loudly clears his throat. It is reassuring to know my enforcers are prepared for anything. I'm afraid to take a bath now, thanks to you. We live to serve, your lordship. We'll keep you safe. You may relax with me here until I am finished bathing. We would consider it a great honor, your lordship, but please do not tell the master-at-arms we joined in your ablutions. Mistress Sourback will beat us bloody if she finds out. Relax and close your eyes. The tension slowly retreats as you bring yourself to complete stillness. Joint by joint, muscle by muscle, pore by pore, before long you have surrendered the passion of your body to the bliss of oblivion. Troubles, worries, loss, such things do not belong in this newly established domain of tranquility. They are only the infinite waters of weightlessness, in which, stripped of all things superficial, the mind of Daniel von Valancius drifts into silent bliss. It is a conscious mind. What fills this consciousness? Thoughts of the monumental duty to the Emperor. Such duty can only be fulfilled through service and death, for such is the price of humanity's victory in the everlasting war. Thoughts of those who keep him afloat in these waters. Who will drown and who will he manage to pull to the surface? Thoughts about the price paid for power, the inconsistent paths through which such power is obtained, and the people and things he will sacrifice for the sake of supremacy. Only a desperate desire to lose himself in these precious moments of peace and quiet before they are gone. That is for real. That is so for real. I'm choosing option 4. The world slows and time itself goes still as this moment of repose stretches into eternity. The moment the serenity soon fades, the body reclaims the mind, binding it once more to the familiar shell of flesh, sinew, and bone. Finish your ablutions. You feel revitalized? This was truly an experience worthy of a rogue trader. That was hilarious. And honestly, I think that is the best way to end off this session. I mean, truly, you cannot go higher than that.
Well-deserved rest. This character will have a higher initiative in the next combat. This is a one-time bonus. You feel thoroughly refreshed and ready to take on new challenges.
Bless. Alright, well. That has been session, 4?
Yeah, this was episode 4.
Of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. In the next session, we will be heading to Rykad Majoris. And depending on how long that takes...
He's gonna sneeze all over the place.
I'm gonna sneeze all over the place. I am so sorry.
That's how long it's gonna take.
We'll go to the Nobilite station as well. But only time will tell. I don't actually remember what happens on Majoris. I remember what happens on the Nobilite station. So that's what's very strange about that. I have no recollection of what happens on Majoris at all. But thank you all for watching. Thank you for hanging out, Sean. and we'll be back some other time. I don't know when your next day off is, where we'd be able to trade to record. But
Someday, sometime.
someday,
Eventually.
sometime. Same bat day, same bat channel. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. All right.